Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Hello, and welcome to Let's Sip and Talk with Frema on this great Sunday. I hope everyone had a great weekend. And remember what I say, if you work the weekend, be thankful you have a job. Also, I hope you prepare for the work week, be productive, and remember to be kind to everyone. You never know what one person is going through. So today we have part 2 of on and off relationships. I hope you guys was able to tune in to the previous one. We're picking up where we left off. We're here at Brooklyn Restaurant and Lounge, 1575 Russell Street. So y'all make sure y'all come out here. Doors open at 3 o'clock every Sunday. Show starts at 4. And if you ever want to be on the panel, make sure you inbox me, Frema Kennedy, or Let's Sip and Talk with Frema page. So let's get this thing started. We're going to start with Authur. The last thing he said was, no one, or was it no man? No man. Let me be clear. No man wants to come home. No boss wants to come home to another boss. Please elaborate.
Well, with men on, all right, I'm going to break it down. Like I was saying, pretty much a boss is somewhat a masculine trait. Not saying women can't be bosses or femininity can't be bosses. But a boss is pretty much leading, telling people what to do, controlling the situation and things of that nature. Okay. And pretty much when a man is a boss, that's pretty much his life. Whether he's at work, home, he still maintain that same, you know what I mean? But as a female go to work and be a boss or whatever she does and come home with the same mentality. What I usually hear with a lot of women that I run across in my life that say they are a boss, the one thing I hear that's common is they always say, I need to find a man that can handle me or handle my personality. And if you're a female that has to be handled, you don't come with much peace. And a boss wants peace. That's why I said a boss don't want to come home to another boss because it's no peace.
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily true, because if she's bossed up, how we say, if she's bossed up, that doesn't mean she doesn't come with peace. She just got herself together, and
the boss thing is really a mentality. It's the mentality. Like, you could be a feminine woman, you could go to work, get your money, but oftentimes a lot of women, when they get into that boss mode, they can't switch it off and on the way they think they can. This is from experience. They think they can turn it off and on, but usually it's not. It's the mind state. When you become that a full boss, you have a lot going on. It's a certain type of level you have to be on mentally to actually be a boss and hold things down and control the situation and control people. That's
but that control word. See, now that takes me. Go ahead, Emma. It seems like you want to say something. That takes me to a whole nother.
So this whole boss thing, it sounds like what you're saying is you can't have peace because the woman's bossy. That's the difference between a woman being bossy and being a boss.
Like I said, a mind state.
But you're right. But what I'm getting at is
mind state.
Right, and it's also the opinion of that person. Everyone has their opinion. So you come home, you want peace. You done been out, you done grind all day. She comes home, she wants peace. She done come out and grind all day. There should be no friction. Because if it shouldn't. I feel like because everybody's on the same page. That's what you call a power couple.
Yeah. But you heard how he described all the terminologies.
In power couples?
I mean, that's like one of this new school things.
Power couples been here. It's just the fact they never put a label on it.
Yeah, because it's still, at the end of the day, it's still a need, and it's still, somebody. Okay, if we are in a relationship and we get to a situation where I want to go right and you want to go left.
Okay.
A decision has to be made.
So guess what? In that scenario, we're gonna sit down. You're gonna talk about your point of view. I'm gonna talk about my point of view, and we can meet in the middle where both of us are putting our input in for a decision. It ain't gonna be your way, and I know it ain't gonna be my way. We just gotta compromise.
I understand exactly what you're saying, but that goes back to what I'm saying about a man.
So I don't think
that could be true. That could be true.
I don't think that's the boss thing.
We have a masculinity thing here going
No.
on. That's what it sounds like.
Right here. I think that you think women are inferior. And I'm just cut to the chase.
I don't think that.
The reason I'm saying that is because you're still kind of distinguishing the man and the woman. Oh no, the man is no. Technically, to be perfectly honest with you, a lot of these roles have reversed.
Yes.
And who getting where you fit in. Whatever need to be done, it don't matter who do it. Because I may do it this month, you may do it next month. As long as we share the responsibility, that's what you call compromising and working together as a power couple. Power couples are very successful.
I understand what you're saying. I get all of that could be true, but I'm speaking from a standpoint. Exactly, and from a standpoint of what majority of, like I said, the women that I ran across that think they're boss, that call themselves bosses, they usually say they need to find a man that can handle them. And like I said, if you have to be handled, then you don't come with peace.
She's a man that can handle them. A lot of times, what turn a man on in the beginning is a little sassy, little bossy little woman.
No.
Until that woman is sassy and bossy and start asking questions. Oh yeah, I've had people tell me that. Oh, I like that. Your little short, little bow-legged son.
But see, I'm gonna say this. It's different type of men. It is different type of men. See,
of course.
Now you got the type of guy that will see. You got the panders, the type of guy that'll say anything because they want what they want out of the situation.
I've seen same way you saw it. I have seen it too, and I heard a man. I saw this millionaire man sit and on his little live and everything else, and he said the same thing you said. He was engaged. He was like, a man, a boss don't want to come home to a boss. But guess what? A couple months later, that marriage was off because apparently he had this complex thing.
That's right.
And at the end of the day, a boss don't want to come home to a boss. Or a lot of people say a woman needs somebody that can handle me. A lot of times, a man can't handle a woman the same way a woman can't handle certain men.
But see, this is the same.
But it's not. Is it? What is the problem when you say a man can't handle me? Like, can you handle the fact that I am a boss? And like somebody said the last time, men are jealous of women in the roles that they have today. So
That's
what
what
do they do when they say that?
Those are the type of guys that certain women choose to pick. Because the guy that has himself together. See, ultimately, you can ask pretty much any man that has. Well, I'm being honest. When you speak of a man that's getting out here and making himself something in the world, I mean, he's actually getting to that bread and doing what he has to do. I mean, basically, he wants a woman. He wants to settle down. He wants a woman that's going to get on his page. And what I find in a lot of boss women, they want a man to get on their page.
Well, what if they're already on the page?
That's what we get.
What if everybody's already equally yoked?
That's
they
the compromise.
and they grind and everything.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, let's take it back because I caught some things that Authur said the last time. Some red flags.
I heard a red flag.
I heard something.
That you're controlling and telling what to do.
One of the things that Authur said the last time was the type of woman that whenever he get with a woman, when he get her up to that spot, when he get her up and get her in a financial situation and pay all of her bills and everything, that's already one thing right there. The second thing he said was like, when she come to my house and we're in my house and there's no arguing in my house, but once we done move in together, it's our house, it's ours, so it's a control thing with you.
No, well, I said, okay, this is my point. Like I just said, if I have a sanctuary where there's no arguing in my house, whatever,
my house,
and it becomes we together and it becomes our house. You want to bring arguing in the house? That's not peace.
Can I say
it all comes back? I'm saying, I get what everybody's saying, but what I'm saying, what a man wants is peace. And most boss women don't come with peace. That's just about it. That's what it is. Most boss women don't come with peace. If you are a woman that has to be handled, then you don't bring peace.
Well, I just want to let the viewers know all the men in the audience is agreeing with Authur. I just want to put that out there.
I would like to ask the women, what is it? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. What is it to be handled? If you are a woman and you're confident with yourself and you're making money and you have a man that's everything is good, why do you feel you have to be handled?
What is it to be handled?
And just like you're speaking from opinion, let me speak from my opinion. I'm not one of those women that feel like I need to be handled. I feel like we need to be on the same page. You compliment what I got going on. I compliment what you got going on.
You got to be able to accept.
You're not going to handle me any kind of way, and I'm not going to handle you no kind of way. That's where the king and queen step in. Like, I know that's the king and I'm the queen. So when it comes down to it, we're equally respectful. So that's why I say I'm one of those women, and I am a boss. Let me put it out there.
I hear you.
But I don't have to feel like people can't handle me because that means I'm already going in with the negative perception.
Exactly.
You know about someone. I'm not gonna say that because I don't know what this man capable of. I can't just go out there and just because of bad experience. I can't say all of them are like that.
Right.
I understand that. And as far and back to her with the control thing, there is no control. When I say it's not a control thing, when I say if I say something, again, as a man, we want a woman that's going to get on our page. Women, most of the boss women want a man that's going to compromise. And what a lot of men that got their stuff together, what we hear is, you want a wife. We want a wife, but you want a wife. You want somebody to get on your page. And that's the point. I mean,
but that's the same thing. You want somebody on your page.
Right. Yeah, I want a wife.
It's our page.
But you want a wife.
No,
I
want an our page. We got to be able to compromise.
Let me ask you a question. If we're together, right, and let's just say we're in the house, we're chilling in the room, whatever, and boom, you hear a noise, sound like someone breaking in the house, or it's about to be an issue. Who do you expect to handle that?
Well, first of all, I'm jumping up.
We both
you about to go see what's going on.
You might be in the front, but I sure got your rear.
Yeah,
so we there together.
I'm not gonna lay in the bed and just wait for you to come back.
Like we going together.
Yeah,
I mentioned the word before. I said in the last conversation, I said a feminine woman can get a man to do anything. She can talk to a man about anything. Oh. So if you're the boss, like I said, a woman can be a boss. That boss thing is the mind state. I know many feminine women that are bosses, but when a woman gets to that boss point and she feels
at that point,
a lot of that femininity goes away.
I'm a protector because I got my kids. I'm protecting me and my kids, and we don't know what's going to happen. You need my help because I'm a shooter.
And I guess now what's going on, like so many roles have reversed. You know, women are now entrepreneurs and all that. So maybe that does play a part in what you're saying.
Yeah,
we have to go out here and get it harder because there's no dudes out here that's getting it.
Well, I disagree because women choose. See, this is the thing. A lot of women, like I said the last time, a lot of women want guys that are on their level or better. Mm-hmm. But what they don't understand is the guys that's on their level or better don't want to compromise. He wants a woman that's on his page. You don't want to compromise.
So he ain't on no page. He want a yes sir boss.
No, it ain't a yes sir boss because
he does. Because if we compromising, should be no friction.
Okay, this goes
he
back.
He don't want somebody to go along with.
He wants somebody to control because he got all this.
This goes back to what I said.
He want a weak woman.
No, this is what I said. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. Honestly blunt. A lot of men. That strong woman thing, strength is not the way. I say a lot of men. I represent a lot of men.
Speak for yourself.
I'm not a one in the men. As you see, we have men in the artists that have agreed with a lot that I said.
I think they back off a little bit. I don't think they y'all still 100% with it. Y'all still, you still 100%. You still 100. Yeah, I thought you still 100% with it.
Exactly.
We ain't even going with you on that.
See, this is the thing. This is what I'm trying to say. Men and women, we find strength in different things. So what a lot of men, what a man finds attractive in a woman, like we're not attracted to y'all for the same things that y'all attracted to us for. But women want us to be attracted to them. Which goes back to what I said about that career. It's not that a lot of women get intimidation mixed up with unattractive. It's not that we're intimidated by your money. It's not that because your career. Let me ask you, it's just like if we're together and if I'm meeting you and I say, well, guess what? I have a whole closet full of shoes and I have a closet full of jackets. You're going to be like, okay, buddy, that don't serve me no purpose.
Yeah, like, what are you telling me for?
So guess what? That's how men look at it when women talking to us about their career. You're not about to take me on a shopping spree. You're not about to ball me. You're not about to do.
So you don't want a woman that's about her business.
She can be about her business
but it's not a selling topic.
What I'm saying, when it comes to the relationship, when it comes to our relationship, it's a structure. It's an order. And when I'm saying no, see, this is the thing. Chaos. Chaos. I put it like this: structure is born to chaos. Structure is born to chaos.
You don't believe in compromise?
Yes.
You can't, because it's your view. It's just one way.
No.
Yes, it is.
It's how you're taking my view because you're taking my view from like right now. Just because I say okay, if I say something. I would like for my woman to follow. Does that mean automatically I'm
No.
telling her something bad? If I
No,
love
I
you
didn't
and I
say
care
that.
about
No.
you, why would it be a question?
Did you hear what I initially said
Yeah.
when we talked about this whole thing? I said the king and the queen. This is my perception.
Mhm.
Everybody knows their role. So
Mhm.
it shouldn't be no miscommunication, no chaos, because the king's staying in his role. The woman knows he is the king of the castle. Let me
I
just
disagree. A lot of women don't know
No,
that. A
but-
lot of women think
but-
they're the king of the
Well,
castle.
no,
That's what I'm
you
saying.
don't want
I
that.
have a question. What is your ideal of a wife?
yeah, because apparently
wife?
I
Yeah,
must
what
be
is a
missing
wife
it.
to you?
A wife is the opposite
Of
of
us.
us.
Of
We
us?
want the opposite of us. We don't want us. We're strong.
But you're
To be honest, a lot of men,
So
we say
what
we want a
areas do you
strong
want the
woman.
woman weak in? Let's
Here,
just get
pretty
to
much.
it.
Let's just
What
cut
areas do you feel like she
Finances.
shouldn't?
Finances.
See, this is the
Get
thing.
strong.
No
No,
career.
I never said
No
that.
career.
I
So
never
we
said that
just
because I don't
asking.
date broke chicks.
But
I don't date
that's
broke
not
women,
what-
so that's beside the point. That ain't got nothing.
That's
just
not
can't
what I'm
talk
saying
about it.
though. You're saying a man don't want the woman as strong as he is. What I'm saying is, and I'm not taking
Yes.
your words and mixing them up, and I'm not saying weak as a bad term. What I'm saying is, what qualities and areas would you like the woman to be beneath you with?
I don't want my woman to be beneath me with nothing. Like you said, there's a king and a queen,
It
and both.
got to be.
Listen to what I'm saying. If there's a king and a queen, there are roles.
What is the
So
role?
how come when I speak on a certain role, like, okay, if I say the man is supposed to provide, protect at all times, everyone can get behind that. But if I say a man wants a submissive woman, then, oh, hold on, it's a problem. That's
No,
a
it's
bad
not.
word.
It's not a
The
problem.
three of us had agreed upon that.
Yeah,
last
because
show.
we're tired of being bosses, so you say.
So it's
But
like
you lead, but that's what I'm saying. A lot of women are leading with the boss thing. If you're tired of being a boss and you don't want to run everything, when a man steps and says, okay, I got
Can
it.
I say something?
Then, okay, why is it?
Can I say
It's
something?
not a problem
Why
for
is it
me.
feedback?
I wear my
Sit
boss
back.
persona when I step outside of my house and I go out here and work hard as the next person.
I'm not
When
talking
I
about
come
that.
home-
When you
Let,
come
let,
home.
let, let me finish. That's when I'm a boss. But when I come home, I'm a submissive type of woman. So you can't say everybody is like that.
Okay, what I'm saying
Everybody's
is,
not like
okay,
that.
what I'm saying is, if that's how you are, see,
Mhm.
this is one of the big problems in our community as well. If you are that way,
Mhm.
then it would seem like you would be in agreement. But instead, you're still like, okay,
I'm
well,
not.
no, I'm still a boss. When I come home, she's not. I'm not being beneath you. Nobody
I
said
didn't,
beneath.
did you hear what I said? I just said when I'm outside of the home, I'm a
Mhm.
boss. And I get out here and work hard like
When
everybody.
you come home, you're
When I
submissive.
come home, I'm submissive.
You're one in a million.
But I'm just telling you, but no,
That
the
is
other
That's not
You're
like
true.
one in a million.
Frema and Laviesha said the same
I
thing.
love. I
too.
want to be.
So that's
submissive.
why I'm saying, like, I think it's
To
maybe
certain guys.
Sir, listen,
We have a
I-
question
Sorry,
from the
yeah.
audience. We
Right
have a
now,
question from
I
the
am
audience.
sleepy as I don't know what. Only thing I want to do is go home and lay up and curl up on the man, but I ain't got no man to lay up on. So I'm gonna hug my pillow. I'm tired, and I've been bossing all day,
Thank
all
you.
weekend, and everything else. I don't got time to be trying to boss no man. If you can't be man enough to do what you got to do on your own, then I'm
We
sorry.
don't want that. But
Well,
we have a
that's-
question.
I-
real quick.
I agree. I
Yes.
like what y'all saying.
Maybe it's not even so much of a question, but after you come off as a man scorn, like you do,
Who
and you
hurt
have
you?
a very old
Who hurt you?
mindset.
Who hurt you?
Oh, baby, this ain't about.
I mean, me.
It's about-
No,
I'm saying
no,
me. You're
yeah,
asking
yeah.
me who hurt me. That's
Yes,
big.
because you are very scorned that you don't want a strong woman. But what you have to realize is a woman is only as strong as her man is weak.
That's not true.
It is true.
That's
It's
not true.
very true.
That's not
What
true.
you have to realize is that you can't.
Don't
say
you pick the
want-
man that you with?
Hold on. You can't say that you want a strong woman, and you can't say that you want a woman to be submissive. A woman is never going to be submissive to a man who can't lead properly. Like you can't lead in every aspect of life. There are going to be some places in life where you are weak, and there's going to be some places in life that you're not. a strong
Okay, well,
leader.
I have a question.
But as a couple, as she said, a power couple, or as any couple, wherever you fall or wherever you lack, your woman is supposed to be there to pick you up.
Okay, well, I have a
Absolutely.
question. I want to ask the women. In what areas do you want a man to lead?
Listen,
whatever area that works well for the unit.
you can
Right.
make all the
It
decisions
ain't no
in the
it ain't no
house.
scenarios.
You can pay all the
It wouldn't
bills
even
in
matter.
the house. Just as long as you're not trying to control me and be like over, like if it's time for me to go, if I want to say I want to hang with my friends tonight, as long as your friends ain't no good, as long as you're not like a narcissistic type of man, I'm cool. You can pay them bills. I've been paying them all by myself all this time.
Right.
Pay them.
See, that's what I'm saying. I hear you. and I hear you, but what I'm trying to say is
And I
the
know what
majority
you want.
of the women are not coming off the way
This is what Authur
what y'all
wants, because
saying.
he said it
So
the
you
last
can't say
time.
what I want because only
No,
I can
because
say
you
what
said
I
it the
want.
last time. Because Authur want, baby, can you go buy me a new outfit and
I never
baby,
said that.
you said that. You
You
said
wanna
long
talk
as you
sweet.
said baby and talk sweet. To
No,
me,
I
you
said
said if
no.
you're
What I said
feminine
is
to me, you can
feminine.
get what you want. Yeah,
Feminine. See, feminine
baby.
ain't just baby. Feminine is in the way you move.
Baby,
Feminine is in the way you act. Feminine.
yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying.
What's feminine?
Yeah.
Femininity.
Yes. I mean, what's your definition of that? Please
Feminine,
elaborate.
femininity is a woman that's cooperative.
Okay.
A woman that's basically the key, cooperative.
Okay.
You want a man, you want a woman
Yeah,
that's
I'm with
cooperative.
you.
Okay.
That's it. It's not necessarily saying that
So-
we want to run somebody or
I
run
never
some
said that.
anything.
I just asked, so cooperative. You ever thought that feminine woman wants that man that's going to cooperate with her too?
Exactly. That's
the only point that I'm trying to get to with you. Granted, I can't say what happened to you before. I don't know. However, you cannot just
see. It's always
assume-
the ad hominem attacks. Who
You-
hurt you?
no. Well, let me
you-
finish. You can't assume that all women are like that.
Bosses.
I never said that all
But
women.
but
are
what,
like
what we're trying to get to is we're not trying to change your perception. We just
Okay.
want you to be open-minded a little
I'm
bit
very.
to the point where if this whole room of women, we all talking about cooperating, working as a team, power couple. So,
I mean,
You know what I
this
said?
is a peaceful type
I'm
of.
gonna say something. You know something I said. I make it my business to say this every time I speak in public, anything, any kind of forum. I always say I use words like most people, majority of, some people. I never say all, but I noticed that people get triggered by certain things, and they say they are not this, but they get triggered by certain things, and they jump on the side of
just put
being
her in a
that.
1 in a million category.
Yeah, because she
And
said.
knock us out, Laviesha.
What she said, is 1 in a million. What she said is a 1 in a million thing. Like a lot of people say they want. Remember, I said in a few shows ago, it sounds very good to say you want
Right, but
certain
when you
things,
actually do
but when it's actually
actions.
trying to do the work, the action. That's right.
Well, I want to be submissive. I'm tired of working. I'm taking the passenger seat. No, not tired of working, but I'm tired of being
the lead.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like I hear women say, "I'm tired of being the lead. I want to take the passenger seat." But when a man's like, "Okay, well, I got the driver's seat. Hold on, who are you to drive?" And I want to drive. So it's like, okay, so what is it?
So what?
Yeah.
Like, what advice can you give us? Because see, that's what I want to get at.
If
What
you're-
advice can you
okay,
give?
okay.
What advice can you give the women that are present about what is a true definition of taking a passenger seat?
When you
and
get
submissive?
your
definition.
when you get with the man, don't talk about your bosses. Don't talk about your. We don't care.
You wanna-
We
you
don't
don't
care.
wanna
We
hear about
don't
that
care
part.
about if you're doing that. Good for you. We are happy that you. We like that. It's like, okay, you got money. That's a good thing.
So
you got a job.
Can I
that's
say
a
this? And I
good
may
thing.
be wrong. Is it that's where that handle word come in at? Y'all can't even handle the fact that we want to have a discussion about our career. Y'all can't handle.
No, it's not that.
Well,
We
now
just don't
y'all-
care about it. We just don't care about it the way,
you
like I
basically
said
saying-
before. If
So maybe that's what.
when a
Okay,
woman is
wait,
sitting here talking to a man, what's what I'm saying? When
Maybe
a
that's
man is
what
out
some
here,
women mean when they
when
say can't handle it. Y'all
no,
can't
what I'm
handle
saying
it.
is when a man is working and a man is doing what he's supposed to do in life and he's already getting money. Of course, we see y'all first. Before we talk, we see what we see. We like it. That's the reason we talk. So if you're getting to the bread and you getting money, that's good. You're a boss. That's good. But we don't want to hear that
So
you're a
I
boss.
can't
It's the
come
same
home
way
and
we
talk to
don't
you
want to
about
hear.
what's going
That's
on.
not what I'm saying. You can.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not saying we
confused.
can't have a conversation. What
I'm
I'm saying is,
confused and clear that up.
well,
Clear that
I'm
up.
clear. If we're on a date, if we're dating, we're on a date, and we're out, I don't want to hear about you being a boss.
We gonna hear about you being
It's
a
the
boss.
word itself.
See, that's the thing. A boss
Maybe
don't
it's
have
the
to say
word.
it.
Maybe
A
it's
boss
the
don't,
word.
because
That's what I'm saying,
honestly,
like,
you don't
it's-
have to be around. No, it's the mindset.
When Michael,
It's the
Michael,
mindset.
Arthur, I think you just really it's just the way that you putting it out there that's really just making it bad. I think because you're
What's
saying,
bad?
because you're like, if we out on a date, a man don't want to hear, but so
We
gonna-
don't.
And
Regardless
I'm
of how it sounds or how you feel about it, we just don't want to hear that.
Are you
I
saying
need
you don't
some
want to
wisdom
hear?
in this.
Are you saying you don't want to hear as far as using the actual terminology? I'm bossed up. I know how to do this. Or are you saying as far as I am in the baking business. Just kind of what exactly are you saying y'all don't want to hear? Do we not talk about careers at all on this date? Do we not talk about anything?
Once we know
what you do, then it's done
got
over
that,
with.
okay, that's cool. I want to get to know you.
Gotcha.
I want to know about you. I want to get to know everything about. I don't want your job, your career, your.
But what if that's all I got?
And see,
I'm so used to being bossed up because I dated, and they were all flops, you know.
Exactly.
So now I'm married to my career,
exactly.
you know. But I'm going out there again. I meet Authur at dinner.
But you gotta
And
hear
what am I
that
gonna
doesn't
talk
bring
about
it.
to you?
Now, does that sound like peace?
What am I?
No, because you
what am I
gotta
gonna
hear.
talk about?
Not to say that you gotta hear, but it's good that I talk about what's going on in my life and my business, so that you will know, like, okay, she's a very busy person, so this might not be something that I want to do. Or let
me take some of that load off her because I am a man that she can follow, so she don't have to be married to her career anymore.
But my thing is, let me worry about that.
But
Talk to me. If I'm on a date, I'm trying to get to know you. I don't want to know your career. I want to know you. I don't want to know your career. See,
we
that's
have a
the
question
thing.
in the audience. Yes.
Hi, everybody. How y'all doing?
Hey,
All right, how are you?
You're going to go back and forth for number one, women and men see things. So
Exactly. That's all I'm trying to say.
You're not going to get on the same page with this. What he's trying to say is, what man wants a woman that don't need him? We want to feel needed.
If you got it, then...
If we're not feeling needed, what's the use of being there? But today, women, I'm not going to even say it's y'all fault, but y'all was taught to be strong and to do everything on your own. And today, y'all have to put that work in where y'all really don't need us.
We wasn't taught that. We were forced to do it.
No, I disagree. A lot of women, because every woman, like I hear,
you had to go out there and do what you
I did not choose to be a single man,
There
or
was
divorced
no
single
man
mother.
out
Right.
So y'all have to go out there and do what y'all have to do. But at the end of the day, when he talking about boss stuff, is every time we try to help you, I got this, I got it. Like y'all don't need it.
Oh, I don't need you.
No, it's not that I don't got it. It just is what comes behind it when you said it. Because listen, if a man say I want to do this for you, hey, let me help you out. Let me do this for you. Okay, sure. But at the same time, what comes with that?
Right.
What's just like you expect us to know right on the tongue, you know, so you should be able to do the same thing.
And that's one of the things about, again, let's go back to this complex of the black man or the black community and everything else. That's one of the situations that we have problems with today is because men don't know how to really express themselves, and we're supposed to sit back and figure it out. So you're not talking to us, and then there's a lack of communication. So if you got bills due, or you having a hard time at work, or you something going wrong in your business, you're not talking to me about it. I don't know what's going on. And I guess because I'm a boss, I can't be like, well, baby, let me help you out. Let me do this and let me do that. Because at some point in time, I guess I'm too independent. I got too much of a woman thing going on. So
we damned if you
it's
do,
not
damned
that.
if you
Nah,
don't.
it's not. That's kind of like how men feel. Because it's not that we don't want to. It's not that we're just sitting around like we're not talking and we don't know how to articulate ourselves and say what we feel. What it is, it's like when we express ourselves, it seems like we get shut down until it benefits.
Oh,
If it don't benefit this, if it don't benefit
I'm sorry.
how she wants it to be, if it don't benefit that, then when we talk.
I'm sorry. I'm
I
sorry.
mean, what are you sorry
So
for?
let me ask you this.
See that, and that's what I'm saying. Hold on, but that's another thing that the ad hominem attacks with it's always every time a man does express himself how he feel, you know what we get back? Who hurt you? Who hurt you? Somebody had to hurt you.
That's how you
And it's like, but men, this is my thing. Half the women walk around acting as if someone hurt you.
It's
But,
possible.
I mean,
Hell, we tried with y'all.
And I'm just being real with you. It kind of sounds like that. It sounds like you've been hurt. It sounds like you.
I'm a grown. Listen, I'm a grown man. I have been hurt, but I've also healed myself. I'm a smart.
You
man.
don't take it into the next relationship
at all. Cause see, I've done things like had therapy. I've done things like got my mind right. I've done things. You know what I'm saying? And I see these outcomes. Like I said, a lot of the times when we speak, they don't want to hear us unless it benefits. But when it's anything giving structure, if it's anything saying no, baby, that's not the way right there, then now it's a buck up, it's a kickback.
What about it's the way you're saying it?
But
Maybe
I was
it's
about
a
to
different
say,
way for us to do this. Maybe I think it's probably how you're presenting it.
it's how he's presenting
and
it.
you get that right.
I don't have these issues.
But at the same time, you can say you healed and everything else, but if you can't have a conversation without talking about something that had hurt you in the past, or what you see, or what is done, I've been hurt a lot of times in the past, but I'm not going to sit here and convict you because of what somebody else did to me. I'm not going to categorize you because of you doing that to us. Because
At
I'm not
all.
going to sit here and because you said, well, most women or the bosses or
That's
I don't
most.
want. So you've categorized us and you put us in that position.
No, I haven't.
And you have said a lot of the women that I have dealt with, or a lot of the women that I have seen, or this and that. So you don't put us in that category. I can't walk around and put every man in the same category that I've been in with every relationship. So if I'm at a point in my life, if I'm walking around and I'm be like, you know what, that last dude that I was with, he did this, and most of his friends do this. It's almost like that. All men are dogs.
Are some men? That's what I was about to say. Are some men no good?
Some men are no good.
Okay, I don't feel like that's categorizing me because I'm not one of those men. You
not
see what I'm
in
saying?
that
So when a man says something, that's what I'm saying. The women that are not that, instead of them saying, well, I'm not in that category, they feel compelled to take up and jump in. And it's like nobody said, like she just said a few minutes ago, I'm a boss when I step outside my house. When I come home, I'm submissive. But it seems like when a man said, well, we want a submissive woman, then it's like, she says herself she's submissive. But if another woman is like, well, no, I'm not trying to be submissive, it will be the, well, I got to take up for the sisterhood.
Well, I'm not taking up for that.
Truth be told, I had to learn. Like, and
how many women taking the time to learn that, though?
But everybody's path is different. Everybody's timing is different. It's like you be submissive to the right man.
Exactly.
So when you getting ready to embark on that next new thing you want to bring into your life, as a woman, you want to be prepared already, emotionally, financially, all the good stuff. Same thing for the man. So let me finish. So I can speak for me. I'm preparing myself for the next.
Exactly.
And I'm already in that role. So when they come in, it'll be a smooth transition.
Right.
So my advice to you, go ahead and prepare yourself for that next. So it'll be a smooth transition, because if not saying that you won't do what you're saying now, but you're going to have to like pick and choose your battles wisely. Like, even though I might say something you don't like, you might say something I don't like, but you can't just say, well, I'm the man and da-da-da-da.
No, but you heard what you just said. She just said, you want to be submissive to the right man.
Yeah.
Okay, I just said in the last broadcast, I said, we as men can't be like, well, I'll be a good man to the right woman. No, we are a man 24/7. We can't turn it off.
Let me tell you why.
I have to be, if I'm a protector, a provider, if I'm that type of man, that's the man. That's how it is. I don't have to tell you I'm the boss, Michi. I don't have to do that. It shows in the actions and ways. And what I'm saying is, a lot of the boss women that I found that say they need a man that can handle them, they can't handle the guy. So what they do is they pick guys that's below them. They pick the less than guys because they know, see, he needs your car. He need to borrow your car when you go to work. He needs to borrow some money out your check till he get paid. He needs to borrow some gas money. Like, he needs you for that. Like, so he's not going to tell you. He's not going to. A lot of guys they're not going to tell you the truth because they want to get what they want to get. And I feel like, to me as a man, I feel like that's the no good guy. That's the guy that's doing our whole community a disservice. Him, but the guy that got it together, that women would say, okay, if I ask a lot of women, if I ask majority of women, okay, what would you put in the category of a leader? They'll describe a man. And when we find that man and he wants to lead, it's like, well, what gives you the right to lead me? I still want, some women can't, some boss women, they can't handle not being a boss.
You know what it is?
I understand that boss is a title.
No, I'm talking about the mind state. See, you keep getting it twisted. I've explained that. I'm not talking about because you're a boss. I'm talking about the mind. You got some women out here that they got a job making maybe $30,000 a year. First of all, a boss is someone with employees.
Categorized.
A boss is someone with employees. You got a lot of women out here. I said a lot.
Categorized.
A lot. That's not. Again, a lot of men are no good. Do any of the guys feel like I'm categorizing them when I say a lot of men are no good? But when we say a lot of women are, it's like, for some reason, women feel like it's a team thing. I'm not talking about every woman. I'm speaking about the women that I'm speaking about. And if
a boss doesn't have to have employees, a boss can have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 streams of income.
Now I'm speaking from the definition of it. I'm not talking about the new what people
saying.
See, we in our community, we have a tendency to take words and make it be what we want it to be. No, the definition of a boss. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And in a boss, if you're a boss, that comes with a certain amount of You understand what I'm saying? A certain amount of testosteronic, you feel what I'm saying? Behavior.
This is
You have to
something about
exactly.
this
You have to
boss
put.
word
You have
that
to put people in charge.
somebody's boss.
Listen, what it is
It's
about
a
the
new
boss
word.
because that's what women keep bringing up.
No, it's not.
Men, yes, it is
Well,
because men, we're not
what
talking about real
women?
bosses. Women are saying the women that are saying they're bosses.
Because you listen, I'm a boss.
Okay,
I have a business.
That's right.
But I don't walk around announcing, listen here, I'm a boss and I'm bossy and I'm this and that. Listen,
Right.
my name is Laviesha and I'm the owner of Lavish Creations and Consultant. I don't walk around talking about I'm the boss because I'm tired of being the boss. And when I say I'm tired of being the boss, I'm not just the boss of my business. A lot of people depend on me for a lot of things. People come and talk to me about a lot of things. People see leadership and boss in me. So I don't have to pronounce it's this thing that says if you got to go around telling people who you are and what you are, that means that you really ain't nobody in the
That's
first
right.
place.
Exactly.
So I don't have to walk around and say I'm a boss because my presentation, who I am, represents
Absolutely.
what I am: the boss, a leader, a confident woman, a strong woman. That's who I am. I'm not a boss.
So the word
But
boss should never
I
come
do
up.
have a company. I own a business. I own several businesses. So I am the boss of that business. I am the owner of that business. I run my business. But if you're talking to me and we're on this date and that you don't want to hear about, what you're going to hear from me is not that I'm a boss. What you're going to hear from me is that I'm a very busy woman. And sometimes I don't have time. Can you deal with that? Is that okay
Right.
with you? That's what you're going to get from me.
We can understand that now. Again, I heard what you said,
What did she
and I
just-
heard
what she just said. If somebody announces it, so if you run across this woman and you on a date,
and every
And
other
if
word out of
she-
her mouth is a boss. And
well,
I'm
guess
this and I
what?
got this and I
She's
got that.
already listen. I'm gonna say
She's
this.
canceled.
So it could be-
They go for that sometimes. When they have a lot going on, like
All
she
right,
have a
now.
lot going on,
Mhm.
they have a tendency of belittling a man because
Exactly.
they got more going on.
Then
We're
what do you
already
At any
dealing-
given time, when
men
we
is
get
already
into it,
dealing with something because y'all up here and we down here. But they got me throwing it in our
First
face
of all,
all
it's
the
the
time.
caliber.
I do this. I
It's
do
the
this. I got
caliber of
this going
woman.
on.
It's the
Yeah.
especially when I got it going on myself. I already got. That's what I'm saying. I'm coming into it to meet
That
her.
goes with the caliber of woman that you're dealing with. If you're dealing with a woman that always like that, but if you're dealing with a woman like myself, Frema, Angie, and the women that's over here, then that's not what you're going to get. It just depends on the
I'm telling
caliber.
y'all.
It just depends on the caliber of women that you deal
Did you
with.
say it was
you
on the
can't-
10 of us?
Well,
you
that's
can't,
exactly what I
you
just
can't,
said.
but it's the same thing. It's only 5 or 6 of y'all, so we can't go by what y'all saying and then just be honest and being real. Like, it sounds like y'all got a lot of animosity in y'all, and I'm just being really honest. You can take it
know
how
we
you want it.
Until his brother here came.
That's what I'm saying.
We
And
did
it seems-
what?
But it seems like that goes back to what I said about. It seems like when we talk, if it doesn't align with her feelings, not you in particular, I'm saying her as in
Thank
a woman in general. If a man is speaking and it doesn't align with her feelings, we get who hurt you. It's the attacks. It's the I want to say
just the
something
way
to
you
try to.
say it.
I'm gonna say a little low blow. I'm gonna try to attack you here and attack you there and attack you there.
It's just the
When
way
it's
you
like,
say it.
okay, my words can hurt way more.
You know what it's
I can really do this, but I will restrain.
But if you know that-
I won't stoop
But
to
if
that
you
level,
know
but
that
it's
it's
like,
not you, then why you take it personal? If you know
I don't
that
take it
doesn't-
personal.
you
What I'm
are
saying is
taking it
I'm looking
personal
at- what I'm
because
saying
of
is
the
I'm
little
looking at
snide
her.
comments that you're making.
No.
Now, come on now, let's be real. Real is real. You making sly comments right now because you're like, I can really say some things. You being slick.
no, I'm not talking
So,
about you. I'm saying in
I know
general.
you ain't talking about me.
No, exactly.
But what I'm
That's
saying
not slick.
is,
That's straight
if it
out. I
doesn't
can tell you
apply, let it fly.
Right.
Yeah.
So but my thing is, how come that don't apply to women? Because I say
It
something.
applies to
It
me.
should.
Well, then
It
why?
applies- it should.
Well, then
It
what was
applies
the
to me.
what was the disagreement? What was the
We can't say
disagreement
nothing
then? If
about
it don't
y'all.
apply,
Yeah,
let it
that's
fly.
right.
I made a
That's
statement,
right,
but
girl.
everybody
Yes,
feels
girl.
objectified.
Hey,
Everybody
For the sake
feels.
of the show, good conversation.
So let me put this out in the open. I'm gonna sit up.
I know that the brother is saying some, and
I always say some, most, because I don't want to categorize.
That was after I got
when
to
you
this.
girls start talking, you take the other part of that some and the other part of that most, and you kind of defend that.
Exactly. When it's not even them. When they say it's not even them,
He don't like
I'm
that part right
submissive.
there.
But I said we want to as a man wants a woman to bring peace. I bring peace. Well, we just want peace. Well, hold on, because a woman don't necessarily have to bring. It's like, hold on, if you're at peace, then why are you not on the side If it don't apply, let it fly.
Because
What y'all say? The hit dog hollers? Is that what y'all say?
Every hit dog holler, but when you start putting all women in the same category, then you done hit every dog.
How?
Every
When I
woman
said
dog.
most,
You say some.
I just
He
explained
didn't.
it. See,
He
they
didn't
hear what they
start
want
off
to hear.
saying. He didn't start off saying
I started
some and most until I
saying,
brought it up.
no, ma'am. I say
This
that
is-
every
Let's
time.
rewind the tapes back.
Yes,
I'm just playing. I'm playing.
I
I'm
mean,
playing.
that's one of my things. I purposely
And
say
you
that
said
anytime
a
I
boss
speak in the public.
woman, so then you put
Most
every boss.
boss. I said most
See, now you
boss.
put
Not
Come
to win
on
again,
now.
brother, because the unity with women,
Exactly.
they don't even have to know you. All she have to know is you hurt her, and she
And
can't
that's it.
stand you.
That's it.
That's not
That's it.
true.
That's a lie.
Hold on.
That's a
Shamika
lie.
said.
That's a lie.
That's a whole
Shamika
lie.
said a
Y'all
man must
got
feel
good
needed.
unity.
Bottom line. She
Right.
also said Authur had a valid point. April said no. Everybody do what's best for their relationship. Forget about what others may feel about what works in her relationship. Is how you be the boss. You don't have to announce it. And loyalty is real. Said great topic. Thank you, loyalty is real.
Back to your
That's
thing
right.
about
My
any
wife is
man.
a boss. I
Right.
know she was a boss. She knows she was a boss.
Right.
So we live with it.
And she's
All I
not.
gotta do is
It's
keep my
not
eyes
constantly.
closed.
I'm a boss, and I this, that, and the third. It's perfect harmony because she understands. As a woman, she understands her role
Yeah,
in
so
the
you
relationship. You understand your role
Y'all
in the
hear that?
relationship. And that's-
You don't feel bad. Because I
They
go
both
along.
bosses.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
Anytime we say something that doesn't align with the feelings, see, we as a man, we run our emotions through our logic,
That's
and
what
a
I'm
lot
saying.
of women
That's what they don't know.
run their
Just 'cause you
emotions. They
don't
run their
mean you
logic
gotta-
through their emotions. So if we
That's
say
it.
something and it don't align with their feelings,
I think they heard it.
then it comes the attacks. Well, who hurt you when? Well, I think you're scoring. I
See,
think.
you
I
still
think. I
talking
think. I
See,
feel.
the
I
fact that
think.
you
And it's
still
like,
rewinding back to that says a lot.
no, I'm
And
not
back-
rewinding because
and-
you never left
Hold
that.
up, no, we did. And back to you for saying a woman who a man hurt every woman hate him. That's a
not
lie.
true.
Because let me tell you something. I done been hurt to the core by my husband, ex-husband, and another man that I love. And guess what? We still cool and we still friends because at the end of the day, they don't define me. So I have no hate towards them. I'm their best friend. We can talk about anything and everything. But at the end of the day, we ain't gonna get back together now.
No, you misunderstood me.
So I'm supposed to
I
hate her
said-
ex-husband because he hurt her. Is that what
I
you're
mean,
saying?
you ain't gonna like him. Like y'all gonna cry together. Y'all have y'all waiting exhale moments. Like y'all all get around. Y'all
That's not
drink,
true.
And y'all have.
And this proves,
Which
ladies,
goes back to those friends that she was mentioning earlier about the friends. She was like, I don't want a man controlling me, telling me I can't go with my friends, blah, blah, blah.
Ladies and
Okay,
gentlemen.
what's more important? Is it your relationship or your friends?
You know what's
I need a break.
You know what's important?
Oh,
A mature relationship.
Yeah, I need
So
a break.
if
I
you
want
got
you
a
to hang with
mature
your friends
relationship,
sometimes.
We
Yeah.
got trust.
Mhm.
So regardless of me going to socialize with my friends, I'm pretty sure my other half is going to know my friends, and I'm going to know my other half's friends.
Absolutely.
So
Exactly.
when we go
Exactly.
socialize separately, because everybody does need that time,
Mhm.
you know,
Yes.
away. You need
Mhm.
your man time. The woman need her woman time.
Mhm.
Then you got family time.
Mhm.
Then you got intimate partner time.
Right.
It's like you got to switch gears.
Mhm.
So it comes maturity.
Mhm.
You sit down in the beginning, like Laviesha said. You talk about in the beginning those expectations.
Yep.
You talk about what it is you bring to the table. I may not ever tell anybody I'm a boss. I'm only saying it today, but I
We
never
talking
tell
about
I don't tell
bosses.
anybody anything. I barely tell them what I do for a living. I don't say nothing. I listen to what they have to say and see what they're bringing to the table. And then I answer my questions based on what they say. They ask me, what's my favorite color? Oh, it's purple. What's your favorite food? We go with that.
Mhm.
Whatever they're going with, that's what I go with. But when they're going to stepping into a lane where I feel like it's going to be confusion, I don't even step in that avenue
Exactly.
because that's not the appropriate timing. But it's about a mature relationship, knowing when you have those conversations. So I don't think that, you know, things can be like all chaotic with the boss man and woman. That's my perception. But I feel like, you know, just as well as you may go and sit down at your job as a boss and you're sitting down at your table, you're in a meeting. She does the same thing. So we could do it like a business. We could do it like corporate America. We're gonna sit down to the table. Because that's what you understand.
Mhm.
That's what I understand. You
Mhm.
speak respectfully, I'm gonna respond respectfully. Same thing that you would do out in the world.
Mhm.
And we're gonna come to a conclusion because plenty of times deals have been made sitting down to a table. So
Mhm.
that's why I say compromise and come into an understanding in a mature relationship. Because at that point, that whole boss out the window.
Right.
We sitting down and we trying to collaborate and we come up with a solution. We trying to fix and keep what we got going in a good direction.
I agree 100% with everything you just said, and that sounds like femininity. That's femininity.
And that's
not all.
what
That's not the femininity right there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
And
get
what
it.
I'm saying is, a lot of times when we're having these conversations, when we're sitting down at the table discussing what's best for our future and what we're gonna do,
Right.
a lot of times if we say something and it doesn't align with your feelings, then we get attacked. Somebody hurt you, something this, that, and the third, or something. It's always something that's
ain't
going
gonna
to
let
come
that
and
go
attack us. No, because that's your favorite one. Like
No,
I'm gonna stick to that one. I'm gonna
It's
stick to that one in particular because that's the one we hear the most. Anytime we say anything, especially being single out in the dating world, anytime I find we say anything anytime we say anything that don't align with the feelings, we get into who hurt you?
We did not say that the last time.
Exactly. And they keep saying it. They're going to keep saying it because that's the number one go-to every time.
Can I say this?
Well, you hurt. Was you hurt?
I'm a grown man.
But
Yes.
was you hurt?
Yes, I was. But like I said before, if you missed it, I'm healed because I got therapy. I'm healed because I got my mind right. I'm healed because I'm past that.
Just because you went to therapy don't mean you've been healed. Because there's a lot of people that went to therapy that ain't healed.
Because they didn't.
And the fact that we still talking about this goddamn on who hurt you after 30 minutes says that somebody hurt you.
It's about picking and choosing your battles wisely.
I agree.
Like you got to know when to go and when to fold. Is it
Period.
even necessary?
I hate saying that.
Like,
I agree.
Is it necessary?
What you say? You know when to fold?
Now that goes
Thank
back.
you.
Now that goes back to what I
Fold
said.
into.
Now that goes back to
That
what I
goes-
said earlier.
Who you
I said,
folding to?
I said,
Who you fold to?
this is what goes. I said
He
earlier.
folded his wife.
I said earlier in the conversation.
All the time.
I said earlier
But
in the
she does
conversation.
fold to you when it
either
comes that
do that
time.
or you won't.
Exactly. And I said earlier in the conversation.
She always
I said if we're together and we're a family or we're a couple or whatever, and we get to a crossroads and a decision has to be made. She want to go left, I want to go right. A decision has to be made. Who's supposed to follow? I thought you were tired
Do
of
they
leaving.
not come
I
together?
thought you was tired of
Can she
leaving.
make a decision?
It depends.
Yes,
Why
of course she's wrong. I mean, we're together, but my
But
thing is,
that
why
should
would you
make or
be?
break you.
What I'm
It
saying
should
is, why
not.
would you be with someone you don't feel that you can allow to leave?
That's why you gotta compromise.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
No, there's no compromise. If it's a left or right,
Give
and
me
you
a
gotta go
scenario,
one way.
left or right. Give me one.
Why are we talking about
We
going
get
left or
to
right?
the-
Why didn't you just make the decision?
And say you already did it.
If I trust you to lead, why is the decision not already made? Why are we even having this discussion?
That's my point.
But you,
That's my point.
well, either
The
that or you
decision
gonna
because
compromise.
if I just make the decision, now I'm controlling.
So
No,
what if
it's
you
not.
make a decision and it's
Now,
the
if I
wrong
just make
decision?
a decision, then I'm controlling.
So what if you make a decision and it's the wrong decision?
I'm explaining
You
that
gonna hear
because
about
I say
the
this
rest
all
of
the
your
time.
life.
Exactly. That too. And I'm gonna say something I always say. Until I show, when I'm with a woman, until I show you that I can't handle it, until I show you that I don't stand on, until I show you anything other, then
Right.
it should be no reason to question.
Absolutely, I agree 100%.
But you're a boss, so you can't, nope. You're gonna do your own thing. So again,
I don't want to do my own.
You
I
gotta
think
try
if y'all take the word boss out of this would have been a whole different conversation.
yeah. But see, the reason
No,
the word
it's because
boss was
it's
brought up
trending
was
right
because
now. That's
was,
what everybody's
yeah.
saying. You know,
Yeah, every
I'm
female is
bossed
the boss
up.
now.
I don't
See,
know.
you
Some
don't
on
hear
it
men
bossed
running
up.
around saying I'm the boss because if we're the
That's
boss,
just because
we
it's
just do
trending.
that. We're just the boss.
Everybody's
You're a boss,
saying it,
and
and,
we're just the boss.
and most. Let me
Is it
stop.
just
And most of the
women?
people saying they're a boss ain't got no
That's
bread,
why
they ain't got no
I'm just
employees,
hush.
they ain't got no business, they ain't got no company, but they're a boss. I mean,
I have employees because they want money. I gotta pay them.
Right.
I have
Can't do it.
employees, so I'm a boss.
Mhm.
But I don't have to characterize myself as a boss.
Right.
No.
Sure.
What's up?
Oh.
Sure. Huh? I'll hire you. Yes.
April said every man doesn't mind a woman calling herself a boss. Hell, that's her nickname around the house. I guess that's their understanding. She
Men
said.
call themselves the boss. When
You call her
sometimes
boss
when
lady.
you ask a man something, you say you gotta ask the boss.
That's what I said.
They do say that.
I get along good.
yeah. Yeah, we know when
It brings
it's a
peace
compromising
in the
thing.
house,
You gotta live up to that, though. You gotta live up to that.
See, men, we don't have to discuss compromise. We don't have to discuss compromise. That
You
comes.
can't go on snapping all that before the boss.
Yeah.
What do you mean being on Snap? Just taking pictures?
Huh?
What do you mean?
Snap, you know what Snap is?
Snapchat? Oh, you. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Better today.
I thought you about
You
Snapchat.
can't be on Snap.
I'm like,
Food
Snap?
stamps
What is
on
that?
On the board. You gotta get out there and work.
Oh my God.
Someone that works, stay home and don't do nothing.
So the moral of the story.
Yes. Somebody give us the moral of the story.
What is the
my whole point was when I said
And
when I
this
said,
this people is the out relationship because we got nowhere.
this is the thing. When I said a boss don't want to come home to a boss, meaning the mind state of a boss. Like I said, when you're a boss, it's a certain amount of masculinity you have to be a boss. You have to have it to control and hold the situation. A certain amount. A lot of women think they can turn that off and on at will, and they think they do a good job of doing it when they really don't. Because, like I said, majority, a lot of, not all, but a lot of, and majority of the boss women who say that they're bosses, they always say they need to find a man that can handle them. And what I'm saying is, if you're a female that needs to be handled, you don't bring peace. And a boss wants to come home.
I don't need a man that can handle me. I need a man that's understanding, as in she understands that I am busy a lot of the times.
That's what I think. That's what I think women mean when they say
like,
handle.
I need you to understand
That's
that.
What I think
and
when
you say, and you still got me stuck, kind of like I don't want to hear it, this and that, or when we out to eat. Sometimes you might have to hear it because I need to vent about what happened. This customer pissed me off today, or somebody cheated me out my money. So I need to be able to come and vent to you, or I might need to come and ask you, hey baby, what you think about me making this next decision?
Right.
Or I need to buy a truck because I need a truck for my business. I don't want to hear nothing about you. Tell me you don't want to hear.
No, that's when
A lot of women is selfish when it comes to that thing.
Well, baby, I'm not selfish.
No, that's why I said a lot of women are selfish when it comes to that though.
That's why I said
Come to what? Come to what?
One thing about a woman boss, right? Let's say something happened to your job or your business.
Mm-hmm.
She a boss.
Yeah, she can
hold you down.
Exactly. It's no problem with that.
Got no boss. Y'all just
Y'all gonna drive.
And
now y'all on
history,
SNAP benefits.
In history, you know how many times a king has passed away or a king has died and his queen just took over and it just transitioned. Exactly.
I know that when I call my wife a boss, and you know it, I don't appreciate it sometimes. But sometimes, most of the time, she'll come right around the corner and she'll ask me for my opinion.
Yeah.
I call her the boss all the time, and she say, "What do you think about this here?"
Compromise.
You know, that's compromise.
But it's a compromise.
That's compromise.
Hey, listen, does she always do what you
do?
Does she always do what you say?
Huh?
Does she always do what you suggest?
No.
It's just the point we making you feel good. We put including you.
Exactly, because a man needs to be needed.
Exactly.
I accept it for the best.
Exactly.
And that's not a complex because a man wants to be needed. That's not a complex. That's how we're naturally built. We can't say something about a woman and feel like everything we say that's a fact about each other is somehow coming off as a negative demeanor.
If y'all notice, like, to me, this is like funny. It's like fun and games because it don't apply to me. So that's why I can sit here and I can laugh and I can give my facts and my opinions on how I feel about it. But I know that what's being said don't apply to me. Oh, boss, this, that, the third. That don't apply to me. Yes, again, I have a business, this, that, the third. But do I consider myself bossy or can't submit? Yeah, I can be submissive. But again, you gotta submit to the right man.
Yeah.
We want to be submissive.
So like I said, when we with a woman, when we're a man and we say, you know what, I'll be a provider, protector, I'll be all of that for the right woman. It's like, no, that's what you are as a man all the time.
You kind of say that.
That's what you are.
But you can't be.
You can't say I'm submissive.
You can't be a provider to every woman because you're gonna be a provider to the woman with the snap.
No, because that's like I said. But see, that goes back to what I was saying. When we had that date, that was the thing. I wasn't worried about her career. I was paying attention to other things, so I figured out that she was on that snap before we even had that call. She didn't have to tell me. So it was a deal breaker. That was because I already certain things that.
Go ahead, Melvin.
I want to ask you why you saying
At this point, it's by choice.
by choice.
Yeah, at this point, it's
Nobody.
Ew, I knew he was gonna say that, and that's gonna take it to a whole
It is.
nother
I'll let
level.
her live. I'm gonna let her live.
no.
No,
Listen,
say it, 'cause
at
I'm
this
ready for
point,
it. I
no,
want
listen.
smoke.
At this point, it's about choice, and you have to.
He feel like he
understand-
can't be by choice.
Yeah, it's by choice. And let me break it
Who
down
wants
to
to
you.
be single,
A lot of
Do y'all ladies feel that you can be single by choice?
Yes.
Yeah, but like,
Listen, I feel like it goes both
who
ways.
really wants to be single? and go?
Women and ain't
No, I feel like this. Women can be single. I feel like
not forever.
I feel like this. A lot of women, no, it goes both ways. I feel like now that's what.
Didn't he say on the last show that he was single by choice?
I am
That's
single,
one of
but-
the
And he
things-
got relationship benefits.
But that's
Let's
what I'm
not leave
saying.
that
That's
out.
one of the things that goes both ways. You can be single because you choose not to be with nobody, and that's single by choice. And you can be choose because nobody choosing you.
That's true.
That's
I think
by
that's what
choice.
Melvin. I honestly feel like that's what Melvin thinks. I feel like Authur gave us two examples, and I feel like you think the second thing he said you could be single by choice because you choose to be like you
Yeah,
just
you choose
you
not
don't
to be with nobody,
or
you can be
no
single
one's
because
choosing
nobody's
you.
choosing
I think you
you.
feel no one chooses us when we're single.
by choice.
But sometimes
And see, a lot of women, but see, that goes on a lot of
Sir,
women.
not to
A
brag.
lot of
Yeah.
women are single because of what the last man did.
Exactly.
You ask him, hey, how
No.
long you
No.
single for?
Well, let me
Hey,
break it
if
down
you-
to you. Let me
if
break
you
it down
ask
to
him,
you.
hey, miss, how long you been single
Because
for? 5, 6
everything
months?
that
Why? Because that.
no,
that dude
everything
was
that
an
I'm going
SHI.
through ain't
That's
even my
everyone.
choice.
So
Let me break it
so
down.
you
They always blame it on the last
My
guy.
thing with that, if that is the case, wouldn't you want me to take a break? The
right.
next person that comes in,
Because I
I'm
need to
gonna
heal.
lash out at them about what
So
happened.
they
to
should
me.
take
So
a break.
we get
Because-
myself together.
Well, we wanna
I
take a
agree.
break
For you.
No, that's not fair.
I can physically be with you, but I can mentally be with somebody else.
Right.
If you move on as soon as you get out of something, it's because you chose to move
Still
on.
hurt.
If the
And you
next
still hurt.
woman knew that you just got out of something and you was in a bad
She's
space,
not gonna do
she
it.
ain't gonna
She's
do
not gonna do it.
Well, guess what?
Not a
Men
chance.
feel that way too.
Yeah,
A lot of men feel that way too. If I know you just got out of something crazy, I don't want to be a part of that. If I know that you
But
still
who
attached to
jump
the
back
thing.
into a
They gonna
relationship
carry that
faster,
right
men
on
or
with you.
women? Who jump back in relationships faster, men or
Women.
women?
Men.
Women.
The
Men.
lies.
Women. You know something? Listen, see, women only see the. Now,
What
this is
you
the
say,
thing.
Antonio?
A lot of women
Lies.
only see the handful of dudes that they like. They don't. They're not looking at the men as a whole. You know, it's a lot. Like I've heard some women say, all men are dogs. There's certain men out here that ain't even getting nothing right now. But women only look at the men that they're interested in. They're not looking at everybody.
I don't characterize all men as dogs, and I don't even at this point. It ain't even about a man being a dog. It's a lot of age don't make you mature.
Right.
Exactly.
And so there's a lot of 50-year-old immature men around here. Like at some point in time, it's certain things that you gotta give up. So when I look at certain things, I see immaturity.
Mhm.
So I don't need that. I don't want that. So when I say that I'm single by choice, I mean like I'm looking, I got my eyes open,
Right.
but I'm at peace
Chill
with what I
out.
got. So until I get ready to allow somebody to aggravate my nerves and this and that, then I'm cool with
Absolutely.
it. I'm
Absolutely.
good. Not that the invitations are not coming, not that the text
Right.
boxes or the
Right.
inboxes
Now,
or calls ain't
Now I got a
coming.
question. Are you going on dates?
I haven't even gone on dates, but I need to.
But this is my thing. But this is the thing though.
Wait, I'm
This-
asking for dates right now. Y'all must be honest. I'm just, but I'm living my best life.
Right.
I'm
April
living my
said,
best life.
April said, yes, you can be single by choice. Sometimes you're on a mission and just don't have time to pamper a man.
Yeah, true. That's true.
Melvin, you want to say something?
She don't have time to pamper a man. She don't have time to be.
Oh, I was gonna say that women, like y'all want relationships more than we do. Like y'all be rebounding. So she just got out of a relationship.
Did I tell you
No,
I
no,
just got out of a relationship? Or did I just say
No,
I'm single?
I'm not talking about you.
Oh,
personally.
okay. I'm about to say no.
I'm saying in general, some women when they get out of a relationship, they don't want to be alone, so they use a man to get over that last
Same thing as a man.
Oh.
Men,
K. Michelle.
a lot
Love
of
'em
men,
all.
some men just want sex.
9
We
out
don't
of
care
10.
about getting into a relationship there after getting out
Exactly.
of one. We just want to.
Now, they don't have to be in a relationship with the next man just to get over the other one now. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of
'Cause
women
we can
don't
just
they
want
don't
sex, too.
A lot of women,
Yeah.
a lot of women have morals from also like down here from New York. So it seems like
No,
the women.
don't
It
be
seems
fooled.
like the women down
Don't be
here.
fooled.
Y'all take relationships. I'm just.
You
going
take
by
it
my
serious?
experience. Like y'all take relationships and marriage more serious down here.
You're supposed to.
And it's
It
something
seems like that.
that's true. That is true to a certain degree because she said like I heard her from the audience say, you sound traditional and old, but when we speak again, when we talk about the role, when a man speak on the roles of what he feels the roles of a woman should be, women jump up and say, "This ain't the 1930s, and times have changed." But the minute we start talking about the roles of a man, they go straight back to the 1930s.
Yes.
You want me to be traditional. You want me to be the traditional provider, protector, but you don't want to be the traditional feminine wife. You want to be the new.
No, because at some point in time, we got to this thing of half. Hey, if I take you out, you gonna take me out. If I take you out, what you gonna do to me? We got to pay. You gonna pay half? Let's pay half. Let's go out of town and you pay half. And
You pay for the room. I pay for the activities.
You pay for that. That ain't what my granddaddy used to do. This
Granddaddy took care of everything.
Yeah, but that's the thing. When we take care of everything, when we take care of everything.
Then what?
When I tell them I'm single, full-time dad, my own place, all I want is peace. They can't get that. They want to argue, all that nagging when they got something going on.
What they arguing
What are they arguing about? What are they nagging about? They just come off the rim?
Like what? Give some examples.
Okay.
We don't argue ourselves. We don't make up
We need
stuff.
examples.
That's my son, by the way.
Oh, hey.
Hey, son, give some examples.
When women want to take a break, y'all working. We got to understand that. I'm working, so you need to wait. Cool. I'm working too. Well, you must be out there cheating. I'm at work. You want me to show you my pay stub?
She got trust issues.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't got to deal with that.
Huh?
You don't have to deal with it.
Oh, I don't. That's
Yeah.
why I'm a bachelor.
By choice. That's why
But like I said, we can't pull the traditional card when it's convenient. That's my thing.
It's no such thing as tradition at this point because you don't
That's
have
not
no
true.
traditional house. Who
Well,
house
being
right?
single,
That's not true
Men
because a
being
lot of people.
single,
Housewives?
how come it's different from women being single?
Because
It's by choice.
we're built different. We're built
But
different.
when it's a woman,
gonna take that date more meaningful than the man because they're gonna think we in a relationship.
Negative.
Oh,
Yeah.
No. That's about to be a whole nother show.
Yeah, we talked about it
And a lot of
last
women,
Sunday.
when they say
That's
they want to go
assumption.
when a lot of women when they say I'll compromise, I'll get with a man that meet me halfway. I'm a boss and we can meet halfway. You know what happens?
That's not true.
The first chance they get, every chance they get, they're belittling this guy. They're belittling that guy. You're belittling. You know it. You know it. You know if you a lot of women when the man is paying for everything, it's like you don't have to do that because I'm a boss too.
Y'all don't leave
Okay,
the
cool.
boss thing
Now,
alone.
once
Oh my
we-
gosh.
If when you meet a man that's regular and he's meeting you here and y'all going 50-50.
A lot of women are pressure a man into try to pressure a man into.
First of all,
I'm not pressuring nobody.
First of all, let me break.
They gotta want to be with me. They gotta want this.
First of all, let's break life 101 down.
Y'all give me a headache.
Hold up, time out. A lot of times, this is where the lies come in at. Because a lot of times the women will ask you, are you seeing somebody? Are you dating somebody? Where is this going? Are we just going to be friends?
They
This
wanna
and that. Oh, no, we dating exclusively. Okay, so we dating exclusively. All right, then after I tell everybody, anybody I'm dating, you get 1 year. After that year, I'm doing me. But I might be doing me in between, depending on how you acting in between. That I'm just being real with you, and I'm just being real honest with you. A lot of times y'all think it's the woman want to settle down, but it's the woman need to know which way I need to go left or right. How many
That's
other
it.
people I need to date. So don't think every
They
time
feel-
a woman asks you where we at,
We
or
just
where
want
we
the
staying
truth.
at, she want to settle
Let me
down.
make that
She
decision.
just need to know her next
She
move.
need to know her next move.
I'm an intentional. I'm an intentional dater. I date with a
When we
purpose.
do tell the truth, y'all leave. But when we tell y'all really what it is,
When I'ma sit right front, ain't nothing coming on. Ain't nothing going on.
Exactly. So it comes down
It
to
depends
all about
on-
what she wants, right?
Listen,
So what a lot of men do, I'm just gonna be. I heard exactly what you said. You're right. But this is where the conflict comes in. When you say what you say, what men hear is selfish because you're gonna do what matters for you. So you know what we think.
As
Well,
you
guess what?
should.
Now I'm gonna just do what's best for me. So I'm gonna get some, and then I'm gonna see. That's when the game comes in because
No,
she starts.
I gotta say something. I gotta say
If
something.
you don't want to be in a serious
I gotta say
relationship,
something.
don't be across the table from me.
No,
taking
that's
my
not
date.
true.
Hey,
That's
Don't
not
be taking.
true.
Don't let me. Don't go out with me if you're not serious.
I gotta say this.
Why
I
so
gotta say
many
this.
women live alone today?
Let me
Why
say
are
this
so
real
many
quick.
single
Because
women?
Let's
there's
do
a
a
lot of
hypothetical.
men that looking at your sons and daughters in more ways than one. That's why you can't be letting everybody up in your house. And why
I
cannot.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
in my house talking about you won't pay half.
No,
I agree with that.
Why want you in my
I
house
agree with
talking
that.
about you gonna pay half of my bills when I can pay my bills by myself? I don't need you to pay half. Man, sir,
Exactly.
the man, pay
The
all
man.
of these bills,
Pay
even if it
everything?
ain't in your name.
Oh no. See, you looking for, see, that's what I'm saying. You looking for a sucker. You want, see,
I
that's what I'm
ain't
saying. That's
looking. That's the problem. I ain't looking.
Nah, you want a sucker. That's what you. If you saying you already have children,
I'm
you have
saying
a family from a previous situation, and you got a new man coming, you want him to pay everything, even though it's not in
He
his name.
said, "Why do women stay alone? You're not coming up in my house that I established. I'm 10 years into my mortgage. You got to catch up the way I've been. So you can't come in there talking about you gonna pay half. Half for what? You need to catch up to this 10 years I got putting your crusty feet up under my sheets. No.
Which is why I said to all the fellas, stop moving in with women. Stop moving and get yourself together. Stop moving
No,
in
because
with
you
women.
missed the last
Yeah,
show.
exactly.
Stop
Stop
moving
moving in
with
with women.
Stop moving, because when it's over with, you'll find when we hit the court system, nothing is 50-50. Nothing is 50-50. It ain't on your side at all. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, because when you start the tripping, you ain't got to worry about me.
Yeah,
You
I'm
ain't got to worry about me.
I'm too grown to get put out of anything. Like, no woman is putting me out of anything. I got someplace to go. I'm cool. If we ain't working, I'm out. Like,
I dare you to.
But listen,
Yeah.
but seriously,
I'm waiting on it.
to you on a serious trip, women really need to be careful about letting these men live in their houses now, because you got men that looking at your boys more than more than a woman looking at your boys. You don't know what's going on, and because I'm a busy again, not that I'm a boss, but because I have a busy lifestyle and I'm not home a lot, and I have a 15-year-old daughter, I would never feel comfortable leaving a man at my house while I'm not home. I would be worried more about what's going on.
And we can agree. And we can agree. Exactly. And that's another thing. That's a dilemma that a lot of guys are faced with. Like women, like again, when we speak how we feel, instead of a lot of women finding out why we feel that way, it's just attack. Well, I feel like this, that, and the third. Oh, you like this because of this and that. It's like, no, you don't understand why. Like right now, if a guy said, I don't want no woman with kids. I don't want no woman with kids. You know how many women will dash him to death? But when he turn around and say,
I would be happy.
No, I'm not
that
talking
you
about
told
you.
me.
Listen what I'm saying. I'm saying in general.
I would be happy that he told me that up front.
If a man says, I don't want a woman with no kids, and if I do date a woman with kids, I definitely don't want a woman with daughters or none of that. I don't want a woman. Women will look at a man and bash him for that, but they won't realize that he's looking like we're in an age right now. Don't you know? This is a real story. I know someone, and he was with this girl for a long time, and they separated or whatnot. The little girl said, well, the new girlfriend, not her new man, but her new girlfriend, decided to tell, they made up got the little girl to say that he touched her. When they pulled that little girl in and they started with the questioning the whole family, everybody saw that this whole thing was coerced, and they had to let that go. They had to let all that go. But my point is this: just off of what somebody say, black men, we're guilty until proven innocent. That's just how it goes. That's the bottom line. Nobody can dispute that or debate that. So if a man says, I don't want to date a woman with children, why should he get bashed for
He
that?
should not.
But that's what happens. That's what happens. You know how many times, even on Facebook, social media, anytime a man says, I don't want a woman with kids. Oh well, because and then what starts to happen? What starts to happen is when a man says I don't want a woman with kids, here comes this is the ad hominem. Well, a real man can handle the children. Or well, I guess if you can't step up to the plate, just say that. Or if you can't, all these little sneak, the little new, the way women talk now.
They say it's a package deal.
Yeah, it's a package deal. But mind you now, that package, you made that package. Right. No, a lot of women make these packages knowing that the guy you're laying down with ain't a father. You know you don't plan to be with him, but selfish, you want a baby.
They don't
want a baby.
They don't want the baby mama drama, but they gonna give you the baby daddy drama.
Exactly.
No,
exactly.
Nah, let's clear some things up. Now, you are correcting a lot of things that you were saying, but when we say that, if we say that we're a package, that means I need you to accept my children, because at the end of the day, I don't need to be trying to balance you and my children. Like, it's a lot of times, a lot of women get in situations where the man don't treat their children right, but they put more emphasis on the man than they are the children. And so that causes a problem, which is why we got a lot of children in the way that they are now, because more focus is on this man. And you know I didn't want kids, and you know I didn't want kids, this, and I don't want that. That's the woman.
So when you're up front saying you don't want to date a woman, we should respect that and not force that on.
But a lot of women don't.
I wouldn't be with somebody that already told me that up front. That's crazy.
And I'm gonna be honest, like I said, it seems like a lot of times when men actually express the way they feel about a lot of things, a lot of women aren't trying to hear it if it don't align with how they feel.
That's crazy to me.
Because when, like I said, the minute we say something that they don't agree with, instead of them trying to find out, well, hold on, that's interesting. Why do you feel that way? Why? It's instantly, oh, well, you can't. It goes to the masculine. You feel what I'm saying? It's not feminine. Like, understand, it's not weak. It's not weak, but a man's natural, when a man buck up and get loud, naturally, in anything in nature, naturally, a woman's nature is to back up, like, whoa, he's bigger. He's strong. Whoa, hold on. Not jump out there. Well, I'm bigger. I'll do. See, no, that's not femininity. That's not femininity. That's not femininity right there. That's not femininity. That's not femininity.
So we're raised like that.
Now we can have a conversation. We can have a conversation. But what I'm saying is, if a man is passionate about something, a woman can be passionate about something. But like I said, at some point, where does, like she said earlier, you got to know where to draw them lines. You got to know when to pick your fights. So is winning that argument.
Go ahead, Angie.
So winning that argument is worth more than the relationship.
I agree.
That's how we look at it. We look at a lot of things women do as selfish. So that's when men start playing their game. Like, okay, well, you're selfish and it's all about you. Well, I'm going to be selfish and make it all about me. That's when you get the guy that's running from this to that to third. But even that gets old, because after a certain point, we are almost, everybody that's in their 40s, we done lived almost over half of our life. We don't know exactly how long we got to live, but we're down here. We're not going up. So at what point in time are you really trying to grow up?
Right.
Because all of this I know women out here that's still trying to live their 20s and they trying to live their second childhood. Now, I know men that's like that too. But see, the thing is, nature. This ain't got nothing to do with a man or this is nature right here. At a certain time, it's a clock on women. At a certain time, you can't have kids no more. At a certain time, gravity takes over. Them things don't sit up nice no more. Gravity takes us men. We get better with time. When this beard starts growing gray, when we start getting them grays and all that, you know what we hearing now? What? Hey Zaddy. I don't know too many men looking for wrinkles and rolls, bro. That's what I'm saying. And but when we say things, a lot of women, like I said, it don't exactly. But we gotta get there first. That's what I'm saying.
What's your stamina like?
Right.
Sir?
But that's the thing. We gotta get there. A lot of women we gotta get to, before we even get to the stamina part, I gotta find out if you even worth me laying down with.
Hey, that's
because you might not be worthy of my seed. You might not, because even though we might have protection and all of that, once we lay down, it's a possibility.
Exactly.
I gotta make sure you somebody that I at least would wanna. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that's where a lot of men gotta grow up. A lot of men gotta grow up and stop spreading it everywhere.
Absolutely. Angela, you want to say something before we end it?
Well,
oh, she's turning to me.
As Authur said, he said, if it doesn't apply to you, let it go with you.
Yeah.
I was quiet. Nothing that was said applies to me. But I will say this: what advice would you like to give the women that are in the audience and the women that are watching about the topics that are concerns for the man?
Topics that are concerns for the man.
So we can do better collectively. Okay,
collectively. My advice to women. This is my advice to women. Yeah, yes, it's very. This is my advice to women. This is my advice to women. Find a woman in the situation you want to be in, and watch how she does it. Ask her, talk to her, and find out what's going on. Find out what's going on with her. Find out how she's accomplishing the things she's accomplishing. Don't change yourself into that, but take some of that and incorporate it in your ways. And then when you get with the dude that you like, find out what he wants. Find out what he likes. Because every woman knows what they want. But it seems like it's when it comes to what we want, you don't even care to even know us. You don't even care. You don't care to know, to even figure out, because it's all about you. You know, you want from the beginning. I know I want a man to do this. I want a man to do that. I know what I don't want. That's the new thing in women's. Well, I can tell you what I don't want. Well, what does he want?
Yeah, he might not even bring what you want to the table because you.
So, like I said,
them.
so my advice would be find a woman that's in the situation you want to be in. Take notes, and then when you get with a man that you like, find out what he wants and incorporate all that together and see how it works.
Wait. I'm confused. I'm like sometimes I zone out. You
Okay,
say
I'll break it
find
down.
a woman.
Find a woman. If you want to be married or you want to be in a relationship, find somebody that is in a healthy one. Take notes.
Say that.
Take notes.
You didn't say that the first time. You didn't say healthy.
Well, I mean, see, that's what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying, but this is what I'm talking about the mind state. Like, some things go without saying. Why would I tell you to go look at a toxic relationship?
You can't assume.
Listen here, people put their best foot forward out in public,
I
and
get
you
it.
gotta say a healthy
That's why
I get it.
Yeah.
And you don't know.
It's sad, Authur.
I get it.
Unfortunately,
I do get it, but that's
Yeah.
why but that's one reason why I rock with her so hard, because she's really on this mental health thing. People need to get their brain checked.
They do.
Like a lot of people in our community, we need to get, like, men and women. This ain't a one thing. Everybody, a lot of, especially the youth growing up, because their parents got it wrong. Parents taught them wrong. They know everything. They got it twisted.
Teaching them wrong.
So right now, a lot of our community, I said this in the first show and the second show. If you're in the black community, I feel like everybody black needs to have some form of therapy some point in your life, because we go through we go through things. So everybody need to get their mind and their head checked at some point in time. But like I said, when you get the help,
I was trying to.
When you get the help,
but if you want to go ahead, we're gonna be going on 2 hours.
You gotta be willing to accept the help.
It's
You gotta be willing to accept the help. Because if a bunch of people telling you the same thing about you,
something is
up with you.
Melvin want to
I
speak.
got some advice. Let's start dating again.
Right. We don't do that.
We don't date no more.
But you know why though? See, that's what I'm saying.
Social media,
but that's what I said earlier.
Best relationships are.
But that's what I said.
Make a topic on that. Do you think social media?
I don't think so. It's the people. It's the people.
People don't date no more. Social media.
Yeah, because now dating is so like guys. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of guys look at dating as a ripoff.
Say that again.
A lot of guys do. A lot of guys look at dating as a ripoff because it's kind of like, I'm here to get to know you, but meanwhile you want me to pay. Because as a gentleman, see, this is some of my I guess my traditional old fashioned ways coming in. If I take a woman out on a date, I'm going to pay for it. I'm going to pay for it. So if I like you and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take you out on a date. Okay, I'm paying for the date. But the whole time I'm paying for the date, I'm looking at you when you're in your phone and telling me about your career. You're in your phone and telling me about your career. And then it's like, okay, once you say you're busy, to be honest, before we even go on a date, if I've spoken to you, I'm not going to meet you and take you on a date. So I spoke to you a couple times before.
Right.
As a man, I'm already peeping game to see that you're busy.
I
already see that you're busy.
busy.
So when we get on a date, I don't need you to tell me how busy you are. I don't need you to tell. If anything, now is the time I need you to tell me what you like. What's your favorite food?
Yeah, we should have been talking about that before we even got to the date.
No, that's the whole point.
When you start dating, you can make that one of your pet peeves. How you talking to her? While y'all on a date, I don't like when I'm on a date and the young lady is always on her phone or she's doing this. You could let that be. That's what dating. You letting the person know what you like.
Exactly.
That's what we don't do.
I get insecurity.
I
get insecurity. See, it's always something. It's gonna always be something. It's gonna always, no matter what, it's gonna always be
like that on a date.
It's gonna always be some attack.
You shouldn't be on your phone like that on a date.
How many times a woman got to say to a guy,
I get insecurity. So you gotta. So he has a. It's a red. He has a problem with me being on my phone while I eat. That's insecurity.
It would be again though. You put your hands on me the first time.
Because people don't date. Like when you date, right? And you tell a guy, y'all women tell us, listen, I don't tolerate a man putting his hand on me, calling me the B word, cheating, none of that. If you do any of that the first time, it's over. But what happens is y'all don't do that at the date. Y'all don't do that. So what happens is when we do it, y'all tell us again, if you ever do that again, it's over.
Now y'all supposed to talk about those hard topics on that date, the deal breakers. So we'll know we're not going on a second date.
They don't always tell you that. They really don't. They don't tell you that. They tell you if you ever do it again, it's over. And then you got some women out here that have been cheating on 4 or 5 times by the same guy.
Exactly. I know a woman that had kids by a guy. He did her real bad. She got another guy that was decent and she cheated on him with her baby daddy. She went back and cheated on him. And it's like, wow, like,
You know what that was about.
You understand what I'm
I
saying?
know a female that only wanted all her kids by one dude, so when she broke up with the baby father, she always go back to the other dude for every baby. She did it twice.
And see, that's what
I
I'm
know
talking about
people
that
that do
therapy
that
thing.
because they don't want more than one.
That's what I'm
baby
talking about that therapy thing. You should not be having children by a man you don't plan to be with. If you don't plan to be with this guy, you should not be. It's 32 forms of birth control for women, including the Plan B.
How you know that?
They know more about us.
Oh, yeah, I know these things. I'm a man. See, that's the thing. As men, we have to know these things. As men, we better know these things as men. See, women got the thought. Women do have the luxury to walk around and not know certain things. Like women have the luxury to not have to worry about certain things because
Such as
what you just said.
how you know about the 32 forms of birth control?
Exactly, because as a man, I know. Like right now, I'm gonna tell you something that's wild. Right now, you can cause distress for anything. Like if we're about to get married and I ask you to sign a prenup and you don't, and you wait to the last minute and you're crying and you sign it, later on the court can throw that out and say you was under distress. But guess what? You know how many women enforce the man to sign that birth certificate, and then it come out that the child is not his, but the court is not just gonna throw that out.
How you can force a man to buy something?
You can't.
Because it's a lot of women that, believe me, them kids become an emotional football. Them kids become an emotional football when you got a woman that's not, and this definitely is not all.
Don't say that you
This
was
is definitely-
forced. Say that you was tricked to sign that birth certificate.
No,
Nobody
forced.
forced you.
No, you're forced. You're
How
forced.
are you forced?
You're forced because specifically this one specific when I'm talking about her people
So
stayed
now
up north.
You was not forced.
Her people stayed
You
up north.
made a conscious decision.
You was emotionally raised.
So if I say, oh my bad. So if I have this baby and you don't sign the birth certificate, I'm taking me and my baby and going to my mama up north, and you will never see us again. But if you decide to sign it, my bad. You wasn't forced.
You still
Yes,
can
you were
sign it.
forced.
You still can do the same thing. You was not forced to sign that birth certificate.
But if I
Just
sign
because
it
you
now,
sign it-
even though when I sign it, I still don't have no rights.
signing the birth certificate don't mean nothing because you can sign that birth certificate and she's still gonna take that baby up north. She's still gonna use that baby as a weapon, so it don't matter.
But if I don't sign, she can't take that baby to court and use it as a weapon. You see what I'm saying?
I know, but
Get the DNA.
That's what I just said. You have some men that have signed birth certificate and not even being tricked because they thought it was real. They thought that this is my woman,
Yeah,
and
so you
they
wasn't
had kids.
forced to
And
sign
then
it. That was
years
not
later,
forced.
it comes out that the child is not his.
Verbally forced. Verbally
Yeah,
forced.
but what I'm
Nobody
saying is
said-
when it come out that if they come out that the child is not
Nobody
his,
put a gun to your
and you
head.
go to court, the court is
Nobody
not
said
necessarily
you
just
don't
going to throw
sign
that
this.
out because
First of
you
all,
didn't know.
why do we even have to have the conversation when this baby is born about you signing a birth certificate? So there was some type of something going on. Why are you still here with me?
And that's my point. A lot of women that have,
If you're
you know how
questioning
many
that this is
women
your
had
child, why are
children
you
knowing that
still
that
here?
man was not trying to have no baby by them? They knew that. They knew that.
This goes back to the original topic.
On and
On
off
men
relationships.
relationships. When do you let it go?
No. That's what I'm saying.
Like
He already thought it was infidelity.
If you know,
If I gotta force him to sign
you
it.
know when to let it go, then maybe that gentleman is not for you, and that woman is not for you. They could be for somebody else.
Mhm.
So we won't be running into the mismatch in datings if people just cut their ties right then and there. Rather it's the
Yes.
woman to say, you know what, you may be you good. I can complain, but I'm not going to do that. However, I realize that you don't fit well with my life.
Right.
Mhm.
I've grown, or whatever you tell them, vice versa. The
And it's
man
okay
may
to
have
be
grown.
selfish in that aspect.
So it's okay. To me, I feel like it's a peaceful partner ways.
Yep.
And maybe that man can go meet that woman that's going to be on the same page. And that woman can meet that man that's on the same page. Because these people that y'all are talking about, they need to be with the no good men. Like, I'm going to say this. The reason I'm saying this is because it appears to me that y'all have it together as a man.
Mhm.
Y'all shouldn't be running into women that don't have it together. So same thing with us. We got it together. We shouldn't be running into a man
That's
who
why
don't
we
have it
single by
together.
choice.
So that's why I say if people cut their ties just because you got kids with the woman and it's years, you know good and well that you ain't happy with that woman.
Yeah.
You're not.
Take care of your
Same
kid.
thing, vice versa. That woman know good and well she ain't happy with that man. So why are you holding on to these people?
You hold on to the wrong.
You
for
like
the
you
wrong
holding on,
reasons.
you holding yourself up, you holding progress up, you holding up maybe a better relationship.
Yep, absolutely. And we-
That's the topic was on and off again. So that's why I
Yeah.
said that's why you run into these scenarios about the birth certificate, child support.
Mhm.
What else was another one? just the dating thing, the cell phone things.
Yeah.
I mean, you name it, the cheating. I mean, to me, every scenario that could make or break a relationship, at some point, if it was a deal breaker for you,
It should have
exit your way out.
Exactly.
Go ahead and exit.
Is it really that easy for some
It
people?
But
goes
let me
back
tell you why. Because that's self-love. That's self-love right there. I don't care.
That's that
Granted,
peace.
let me tell you something. It's self-love. I've made some hard decisions that I battled with for years, but I did it for self-love.
Yeah. I'd rather deal with
That's
that
how I
hurt
keep
for a
my
little
peace.
while and be peaceful majority of the
I
time.
remember I
Then
asked that
to
question, why women that get abused stay in relationships instead of leaving? And they was like, it's just not that easy.
Yeah, we.
I can't
Well,
answer that question.
I'm gonna answer that question for you
because
because they don't know no better, and there ain't no other way to look at it. They don't know no better.
some
They
women
don't know no better.
Some
This is
women
what I said. I
were
don't think
raised.
it's that. I think it's mental.
Some
They don't know
women-
no better. Mental,
Right.
you're not knowing.
Some
They don't know
women-
no better.
Some women were raised to feel like if a man don't hit him, he don't hit her, he don't love her because of how they were raised. Because let's just be
Right.
real, when you talk about the grandmamas and the
don't
granddaddies,
know better.
grandmamas was getting beat down to the floor, but they never left their husband. So that's what a lot of people saw. So it's a mental thing. It's a generational
mental.
a generational curse that we got to get to the point
That's
that we
right.
got to break. But going back to what Angie was saying, at the end of the day, when you decide you want to settle down, whoever you get with, it's going to be problems. I don't care what relationship, you're going to hate the fact that they're breathing some days, but you just got to find a person that you can deal with. Like, okay, this, I'm about to say the wrong word. This jigger getting on my last nerve, but I love him. He's good and this and that. But you got to be able to deal with the bad parts, the bad days. If you can't deal with that, then walk away,
Yep.
let it go. If you see that, I can't deal with this bringing too much disruption to my life. Like, I can't sleep, I can't eat. Like, I can't deal with this. You got to have some peace. How they said at the end of the day, I don't care how mad you is, get your behind in here and get behind me and lay on me because I need to wake up to that.
And that's my point. And that's my whole point. That's my whole point. That's the peace. That is the peace that I'm talking about. That's the peace right there that I'm talking about. Being peaceful. Like, if you and that's what I'm saying. A lot of people, a lot of the so-called chicks, the boss chicks, a lot of those women that feel like they got it together.
Can I say something also?
They find it real hard when it's time to actually come to that conversation and have that conversation. It's the staying part. Because a lot of us ain't leaving. Like, we might have our issues, she may have her issues, but a lot of times, especially when it comes to a lot of, like, don't get me wrong, I know that it's a lot of men that's on board, but it's a lot of men that's really upright and doing what they're supposed to do. But the thing is, can you stay with him when times ain't good? Can you stay when we get in an argument and I say something that don't align with your feelings? Can you try not to attack my manhood? Right. Try to attack me with your verbal? Because, like I said, she just said a lot of women were getting beat down. Well, nowadays I see a lot of women beating on dudes because they know that they got the police behind them. They know that, like a lot of women. I done seen. I mean, she's in his face like she's gonna do something. It's like, girl. You understand what I'm saying? But see, down south, we've been raised tradition. Man, don't hit no one. You don't do that. She's smaller than you. You don't hit that. And a lot of women, they take that and they play on that.
I did.
So they abuse verbally. They abuse physically.
Absolutely.
They abuse. But like I said, when it comes down to the come down, like I said at the beginning, the topic from the first show, like I said, on and off relationships happen because somebody don't know their worth and somebody's comfortable. It could be on either side. One person, either the man or the woman, don't know their worth. And on the other side, either the man or the woman, they are so comfortable that they just feel like I can keep on coming back.
Yellow said men don't be leaving, women get ghosted.
Okay.
He said men don't leave, women get ghosted.
Pick and choose your battles wisely. Self-love, I don't know how, I maybe got to write across stuff for you. You love yourself enough. You're not going to let nobody or nothing disrupt your peace.
Yep.
If you have peace prior to this,
absolutely, then
you know that ain't nothing I need to continue. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. If they come in and disrupt your life, how many years down the road?
That's
how
where the phrase comes from. The modern day phrase, my cutoff game is strong. Because we can see I done had peace before you came along. So as soon as you start disrupting that, I'm done.
And that's what I'm saying. I can agree with that 100%. But what I'm saying, all I'm saying is, sometimes when you think it might be disruption to your peace, it might not. Like it might be a little structure to your chaos.
Well, guess what?
Because
It really
sometimes people
depends
might
now.
feel.
It's a
But that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
Does
you
it
would
mean?
know.
Does it mean like every time? Like she said, if
Not
it's
every
something
time
that's
we get
disrupting
into
your
it.
peace, if we get into it and you're
Oh,
ready to
that's
go,
a given.
you're
No.
ready to
No,
not
no,
talk to me for a couple
It gotta
days,
be
you're
I'm
ready
not
to-
saying
we going to bed angry every night. I mean,
I'm
it's
not saying
always
it that
something.
way.
You see what I'm saying? I can't even have a good day because it's so. Nah, that's disturbing.
Yeah, I get.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it's
yeah.
an everyday thing, but that's
Before my wife sent me back to the kitchen, I don't want what I said to be misconstrued. Now I said my wife is the boss, but she's not bossy.
Right.
And then, like the brother said, she don't present it. You know,
As
she don't throw
being
it out
Yeah.
there. You know, understand? I understand, and she understands. And I understand 99% of the things that she says is correct.
It's correct.
Silent
And that's what my
power.
sister was saying. Her
Silent power.
husband called her
Sometimes
boss, you know.
Sometimes it's
Yeah. Because you know the decision's gonna be made right.
silent power.
Silent power.
Silent power.
Listen.
Right.
Absolutely.
So I work with
And I'm not saying she can't speak. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying y'all are beautiful. Y'all the beautiful ones. If you know you got power here, you got power. You know your man. Just fall back. You don't have to always be in front.
I agree.
It's like
I
calm
agree
down, fall
100%.
back. Put yours up. Let me.
Some women are not ready for that. But the men that are in a position to lead and willing to lead, you'll know that when you talking on that phone with her for days or out to dinner. And that's when you go ahead and leave it alone.
Well, I'm gonna go even deeper than that. So, like right now, this is for people that are here single, people that are out there in the audience land, people that are online, people that are live. Take the time to learn yourself.
Yep.
Love yourself. Go through your likes and your dislikes.
Yes.
Because as
Telling
people
you.
of color, we got to get this thing together.
Exactly.
Because we have no unity.
No.
And we got a bigger challenge.
Yep.
Exactly.
There ain't black love. Let me just say it that way.
It's not.
Black love has
Love
exited the building.
It's true.
So if we
That's
don't
very
have black
true.
love, we don't have self-love. So what do you think we're up against? We can't even unify
Can't
and
even
say,
do
you
it.
know what, let me work on self. If I work on self, then I can be the best version of myself. And if he work on himself, he can be the best version of himself.
Absolutely.
So while I'm preparing myself, he's preparing himself. And we got a choice.
Yep.
Hopefully she's
black
doing
love
the same.
though, because I got black love on my license plate. I step outside, I big black love on my license plate.
But we don't
And
have
black
enough.
love is not
That's
only
true.
in relationships.
It's period. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
period.
Yeah,
It's
well,
period.
That's why I said.
I got a lot of black love. If somebody needs something, I have no problem with setting it out.
But every show I've been on.
Let me clarify that. What? Okay, so that's why I said black love and I
You
said
said
unity.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I'm not just per se looking at relationship. I'm touching on
Period.
relationship.
Yeah.
Black community
I'm talking
as a
on
whole.
the
Yeah.
black community as a whole.
Yes.
I'm touching on men to men, women to women. Because we got to
It
teach
goes
these
all the way
children.
around.
We got it.
Like,
We got
like,
We got
how can you expect our kids to grow up and understand what black love is?
Yeah,
They don't see it in the
absolutely.
home,
Exactly.
so they don't see mommy and daddy.
Exactly.
And
We
then,
gotta.
then when they watch social media, we ran,
Yep.
shoot.
Yep.
So what do they go do?
The same thing.
Exactly. They
Right.
imitate
They
what
see.
they see.
Yep.
So guess what we need to do? We got to set the example.
Yes, we do.
We got to let those things take precedence for
Mhm.
the years to come,
Yep.
for the
Yeah.
younger
Yeah.
generations. So it's like while we sitting here, we're doing this, we're hashing it out. But however, we're doing it in unity. And these are the topics and things that we need to carry forth with. Because I'm not going to beat down my fellow brother.
Right.
I'm not going to talk down on this black man.
I won't do
And
the
that
same
black
way.
man shouldn't talk down on that black woman.
Absolutely.
Granted, that woman over there didn't treat him right. That man didn't treat me right. But guess what? That got nothing to do with my present. My
Exactly.
past will not define me.
Because
Exactly.
us as a unit, as a black unit, we are. That's why us as a nation of people are still on the bottom.
Mhm.
Because every other nation of people, they talk. We can look at their ways. We laugh at
Yeah.
a lot of their ways.
Yeah.
But the one thing everybody else got is family. They understand
let me
that
tell you,
family is what.
And they don't have a problem with asking questions. Just like you
Exactly.
mentioned earlier, if you see someone that is like, God, I idolize this person or how she's moving, let me ask her how she went about doing it. People don't want to ask.
Exactly. That's
People
one of the
wanna
reasons
ask.
I got around a lot of guys that I know a lot of guys that are married, and you know I sit and talk to these guys like, okay,
See,
so
that's what I'm saying.
how was it when you did this? How was it? It don't make you no less of
It
a
does
person
not make
to
you a less
ask
of a
for some help.
person. My new motto was, that was a couple years ago, if you don't know, ask.
That's right.
And that's just what it is.
And at the end of the day, even though we sit here and we talking and we may not agree on everything, it's not like we're gonna hold it against you.
Right.
Oh,
Because
right.
we
Not
don't
be
agree with
disrespectful.
each other.
Yeah.
We're not gonna hold it against each other because we gotta understand, like at the end of the day, we are adults, and what
That's
a lot
right.
of people don't understand is how to be adults. Because
Absolutely.
as soon as somebody say something that you don't like, oh, that's a hater. She
Yep,
this,
that's
she that.
right.
And then you mad at them and you not speaking to them, but for what? Like, why?
Why?
And it's a saying: the only person mad with the truth is the one that's living a lie.
That's
You
right.
mad
That's
at it,
right.
then you the one that's living a lie. It ain't the person that you talking to. You need to check. You need to check yourself.
Absolutely.
And that's why
Self-evaluation.
Exactly.
And that's why-
Self-evaluation
that's
should
why-
be continuous.
That's why it's funny. That's why it becomes hilarious to guys, which I was saying earlier with guys. That's why it becomes hilarious to us when we start to speak and when we be like, "Well, men don't want to talk. They don't want to express themselves." It's
They don't.
hilarious to us because it's like you didn't listen.
You
to me.
didn't
You heard what you wanted
But
to
no,
hear,
men
and
don't
everything
really
that you
express
didn't.
themselves.
No, you hear what you want to hear, and the things that you don't align with you don't hear it because that's where the attacks come.
No,
That's
seriously.
where like you just said.
No,
if-
seriously. A
it's a
lot
hater.
of men do not like to
They don't know
express
how.
themselves.
Some of
because-
them don't know how.
Yeah, because they feel they truly do not know how to express themselves, and two, they feel like, well, you can't help me anyway, or I don't
I've
want
heard
to talk
that a
about
lot.
it. or-
Right.
you know,
and
you're
this
going to throw
is-
it back up.
No, and listen,
No,
and this
not
is
that.
statistics. This
You're going
is,
to use it as a
and I'm not.
weapon.
This is not something that I'm saying. This is statistics. Like this is in writing. You can find this in writing that men shut down. They don't want to talk, and that's what causes a lot of
Yes.
issues in the home because
It's
they
true.
shut down,
Yep.
and then they mad at the world, and it's this little thing as a man got to go out in the world and fight in the world and fight this person or the white man
Oh
or
my
this and
God,
that,
I heard
and
that
then
a lot.
he got to
Yes.
come home and fight with the woman. No, that's not true. We just trying to figure out, baby, what's wrong?
We want to
How
help.
can I
Is
help?
anything we could do?
But I'm aggravating when I ask you,
Yep.
well, what's
Now you're
wrong?
nagging.
But see, this is the thing. Just like you need me the way you need me, I need you the
So
way
that's true.
And
I need you the way that I need you. I don't need you the way you want me.
But
to be.
but also,
But it's
You know
it's
what I'm
like
saying?
Laviesha
It's
was
not
saying.
that.
We
What
know
we-
how you need us. If you don't say
If
nothing.
you come
But that's what I'm
home,
saying. When like for a man,
Arthur,
like
you
with a
come-
man, we're not just gonna come up like I got stress in the world.
We're
da,
not
da, da, da.
saying
We're
that.
gonna we break things down subtle. Like a man is just gonna go into. We might be just having a regular conversation. I might go into certain things that's bothering me. But like I said, a lot of women, they don't hear what we
so
say.
you
They
saying
hear
bits and pieces.
they only hear what they want to hear, and the parts that they don't agree with, the part that emotionally
let
they
me
don't
tell
agree
you
with,
what a lot
that's
of it
what
is,
they're
too.
attacked. And
A
it's
lot
like
of
you
it
never
is
hear.
you going through something, you upset or whatever, you coming home and it's all over you. You don't
Mhm.
verbally have to say anything.
Right.
What's going on? I'm good, but yet we getting this negative energy off
That's
of you. And it's
right.
gonna cause us, because we love you and care and we want to try to help, so it's gonna cause us to say, well, Arthur, I can tell what's wrong, and nothing wrong. And then now it's
Nah,
a
just let me be
Nothing wrong
good
with
right
you,
now.
baby.
If I say I'm good, let me be good right now.
But if I come home,
But it's
if
feeding
I
off- it's
come
feeding,
home
it's
like that,
feeding.
then it's an issue.
See,
And then we go, and
Yeah.
that's part of the
Yeah,
issue.
because that's the whole thing. Like when a woman wants a man for
Can I say
emotional
this?
support, right?
Can I
No,
say
but
this?
what I'm saying is, if I come to you, if I start acting the same way, and I have issues, and I stop talking, then I'm a problem. I'm tripping. Something wrong with me. But why is it that you can do that and it's nothing wrong? I'm supposed to.
Okay, maybe
No,
this
I
don't
don't agree
make
with
sense.
that because, like she said, that's a mature thing.
Maybe
right
this
there.
don't make
That's like,
sense,
be
but if
grown,
you gonna
like-
come home and make the whole energy in the house bed, cover that shit up.
Yeah.
Put on a happy face when you walk in
But
here
no,
if you can't talk about it.
If you come in there and I say, baby, what's wrong? I know something's wrong. So
Right.
I don't want to talk about it right now, but later on we'll.
Okay, say that.
Exactly.
Communicate.
Yes,
Because
communication.
And I know that you know that there's something wrong.
Right.
But listen, being the woman that I am, don't take this y'all. Being the woman that I am, if I know you having a bad day, that's the day you're gonna get the best treatment from me, because you're gonna get that favorite cooked meal, you're gonna get that bubble bath shower, foot massage, back
Yeah.
massage, you're gonna get all that. Even if you don't want to talk about it, I'm gonna let you know, baby, I'm here, I got your back. Whenever you feel like talking, but don't be
Talking
coming in that
Don't
bed.
come
with
That
me
sounds
and
good.
angry.
Yeah, don't
That
come angry.
sounds
Say
good.
exactly
That
what you're
sounds
saying.
real good.
I'm not ready to
Right.
talk about it.
It's not single. It's just a
Yeah, that sounds very good. I mean, boy, that sounds lovely.
Can
Why
I
I gotta be a player?
It sounds great.
can
I
I
mean,
say
boy,
this?
that
You
sounds
don't think women really do that?
I think that
Why I'm a player?
I don't think
Why I gotta be a
I feel
player?
like women. Go ahead, Amber.
Player sisters.
I think that, and maybe Arthur, you never had no one to treat you like that, and that could be what it is.
No.
But
This
no,
is nothing understand this whole conversation is nothing personal.
Yeah, I don't
to me.
think no, we talk
great.
about
Like,
applies
I'm
to
cool.
any of us. to
I'm
be
not
honest with
talking
you.
about
but
me.
why
in
why when we're talking about the positive things to keep the unity, you like, oh, it sounds good. It does, because some women do that.
Because
Just as well
she-
as the man may
Because
see
I've
his
done it.
woman having a bad day, and he come do the same thing, vice versa.
I agree.
So like that's why I was
But see,
saying the
this-
unity. We can't keep doubling back.
I agree.
We
But
doubling
this is my
back
thing.
and looking back at the
No,
negative.
no.
How we gonna bring it together and hold it in the road?
I hear you. This is my one thing. This is what I'm saying. I get what you're saying when we say we got to keep the unity together, and that's perfect. But where that starts, after the conversation, comes the work, the action.
Yeah,
And that's what I'm talking about, the
I'm
action.
not telling
We
you
can
something
say
that
things
I
that
could
sound
do.
good
I'm
all
telling
day.
you
But
something
I'm
that
talking
I
about
have.
the
Yeah.
I'm
actions that
telling you
what we
something
physically
that
see
I have
going on.
done
you know what the
in a
first step?
relationship. This is something that I have done in a
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
In a
I'm not saying
relationship.
no women don't do that. I never said
But
that. I
now,
ain't
I'm
said-
gonna be real with you now, and it goes kind of. I'm just gonna be real. I'm not gonna give you something that you don't deserve. You're not deserving of.
I agree. And my thing is, if you feel I'm not deserving of anything, why are you with me?
Now, I'm
Period?
not gonna be with you.
That's my point.
Yeah.
And that's
my
why
point.
people
That's the
are
cutoff
on and
point.
off.
That's what I'm
not gonna
saying.
be with you.
And once we cut it, we know we're not good.
Like,
It's no
It ain't
need to
it ain't
go
gonna
on.
change. It ain't gonna change.
Exactly.
Ain't no on and
It's
off.
gonna be. I don't care if you done been
We're out.
together
We're out.
5,
Exactly.
10,
That's a wrap.
15, 20 years,
But yeah,
on and off. You keep offering for a
Yeah,
reason.
Often for a reason.
So why do you feel like this
Yeah.
time around
it's gonna change.
it's gonna change? Now, for me,
You gotta analyze.
it took me it ain't about analyzing
same way.
people.
Yeah, because people do change.
You know, no,
Everybody don't stay the
but
same.
this is what I'm saying though. You
know
analyze
who-
yourself.
What you
Are
said,
you
love.
in a relationship?
Say
Are you
love.
in a relationship with a guy? You love him, but you're not in love with him.
Well,
Because of the things
But
And
y'all
that
here
together
we
5
are
years,
with
Y'all
it.
must
6
be-
years.
Okay, so
see,
back to
A
the-
lot of that happens with
You
kids.
love.
With kids.
No,
Now you
no,
don't know.
they not in love. Like I know women. Women. No, I know
No,
women
he
He
that
didn't
say
say not
relationships.
love. He said
Listen,
in love.
not
You
in love, but you love them. You love them. Like I said, I love
And you need
Frema,
to-
but I'm not in love with Frema. So I
Malvin,
would.
can I answer that? You just need to part ways because it's on and off, and you see your way out.
That ain't no.
Like you just got to you got to
What did
know.
you say?
And then when children involved, like I said, you
But
gotta
you
think
can't
about
come-
what's more. I get what you're saying 100%. You gotta love yourself first. And if it's not working, you gotta.
But you-
Yeah, well, you love somebody.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's why I
That's
say
what Melvin's saying.
There's a lot of people that's
Let it
in
go.
a relationship that love a person,
Yeah.
but not in
And
love
why,
with them.
why did you
I
do
know
it?
women that cheat on
Because
guys
people,
because they're not in love
Because
with
they
them,
comfortable.
but they love
Because they,
them.
yeah,
people-
that
Like I
goes
said,
back to what
somebody's comfortable.
somebody's
Somebody don't know their
don't
worth.
know their worth.
because people disconnect mentally before they physically disconnect.
Absolutely.
And so they have
But is it
it's a
possible?
mental process. They go through this mental thing where I'm going to disconnect from you mentally before I can disconnect from you physically.
Right.
So I got to go through the mental. It's like you can lay by somebody all night long. They don't love you. They're not in love with you. They ain't even there with you. They ain't even there with you
mentally.
mentally.
They there
They just
physically.
there with you physically.
Right.
And a lot of times, from what we said on the first show, we stay because of the kids. We stay for what we think we're gonna be missing because we thinking about what was in the beginning. So I want that back. So
Yeah.
maybe if I stick around a little
Yep.
bit longer, I'm gonna get that back again. But at the end of the day, you ain't doing nothing but lingering in the
That's it.
situation. You just need to go
Holding
ahead
up
on and
somebody
leave.
else.
Yeah,
That,
women
that
are
man
young,
might be
Therapy.
for somebody else and that woman for
Therapy.
somebody else.
We're not forgiving.
Therapy.
Like y'all nurturing, y'all nurturing.
Oh, tomorrow, what I said?
Y'all-
People need
y'all
therapy.
forgiving.
You
Y'all-
know, you
like,
forgive
y'all
a lot.
forgive. Y'all forgive a lot.
We don't
But
forget.
in some instances too with that, we don't want to leave you and you go somewhere else and you do better with somebody
That's
else.
another
that's
thing.
And see, that's
And
what,
that's
and that's a
another
selfish
reason.
thing. That's a
Yeah.
self. Like they always say, one man's trash is another man's trash.
That's
Yeah,
why
I
I
say
said
if-
you gotta come to
just-
the conclusion to know he may not be for me. He could make that woman over there happy.
Yeah, she,
Yeah.
But
she
as an
she's
individual,
okay with
you gotta
the
get
half
to
a
that.
man that we thought
And
we
the
had.
man and the
that's
man
something
got
she
to get to
can
that
take
too. Once you get to that, Lord knows, I've
No.
gotten to that point,
But it's
and I
the
was like,
same
you know
thing.
what? Maybe that person ain't for me,
Exactly.
but he could very well
Be
be
good for
good
somebody,
for somebody else, and I'm okay with that.
Because why?
Exactly.
She's not as boss
Because you
as I
love
am.
yourself.
But it's
You've
the-
had the mental. You've done work.
Not
You
at
love
all.
yourself.
Oh,
But
yeah.
when I speak, I'm speaking for so many that haven't done the work, refuse to
So
do
guess
the work.
what we
They
gonna
don't
do?
wanna work
How
hard.
we
But
gonna
at the end
how
of
we
the
gonna help them? We need to tell them what we did
Right.
to get to that point. So that's why I
That's
said
what
the
I'm
unity.
saying.
That's why I was like, when we keep going to positive, we got to keep putting it out there. Start with self-love. Granted, everybody ain't there, but you give them little bits and pieces.
That's
After a while, their stomach gonna get full, and they gonna say, "Nah, it got to be some truth behind it."
That's where the therapy comes in at, because
Yeah,
I feel like once
But
we,
everybody
this
ain't
is my
there
thing.
to
I feel
figure
like
out
once,
everybody
well,
not
see,
gonna
this is the
have
thing.
their
We have
job.
no appreciation
Right.
or love for family anymore.
Yeah, right. This
We
is
have
it.
no
This is it.
appreciation for a family anymore. Like family is down the drain and out the window now. Like the actual structure of a family nowadays, we don't respect it. We don't have family, and that's the problem,
So
because
what we gonna
we
do?
have single parents
Now we have to make them.
raising
way
these
to
children
rectify it.
on their own.
So what are we gonna do about it, Authur?
They don't-
Keep them
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on social
Look,
media.
let's
Before
talk
the
about it.
government told us we wasn't going to be on social media. They told us we was going to sleep at 12 o'clock. But now they're putting all of this stuff out there that they're showing during prime time instead of late
Exactly.
at night.
The children
And
are seeing
they
it.
subject to
Why? Because the
Exactly.
parents
But then
are
they tell
busy.
you-
The parents don't have time for their kids. The
Right.
parents are doing everything,
The
and now we got the
TV
TV
raising
and
their
the internet raising the
guess
children.
Babysitters.
Yeah.
So guess what? What we gonna do about it?
We got to learn to
Every-
love family again.
But what I'm
Because
saying is,
I would rather,
I'm gonna use your word. You say,
you be more
what's the
dedicated
word?
to our mission
So how we
than
gonna
just
do
be
the
dedicated
word?
to
Well,
me.
let's say this: before you can learn to love family, how about learn
Look,
to love yourself?
self.
I agree.
That's why I said it
But you're
starts
supposed to
with
love
you.
yourself before you get in a
Everybody
relationship.
don't love themselves because
And that's
of what
Like
they
she
have
said,
in
what
them.
are we telling them to do?
Love
Find,
yourself.
find somebody that's in a situation you
No,
would
no,
like to be
No.
in.
When you love yourself, you're gonna do a self-evaluation. You're gonna reflect back on probably things from childhood, high school, every relationship. I can say I did. I reflected back to my first relationship to figure out what was my problem. Why do it keep running in the same cycle? Or whether it's a career. What keep going on in that area? Whether it's my finance, no matter what the area is.
It all go back to you.
It falls back. I'm
Yeah.
the common factor.
That's
So
called-
what do I do?
That's called accountability, and that's what I'm saying. Is so many people that lack
Well,
self-accountability.
guess what? We
They
can't
gotta-
talk about they don't like it. We gotta help them.
That's what I'm saying. If you don't, a lot of people don't like truth. They don't want to accept the truth. When someone is telling them what's going on, when they check themselves, they will conveniently
It's okay.
overlook that,
Well, guess
because
what?
they know that's the problem. But conveniently, they will make
Well,
an excuse for that
that's
problem.
a good word,
They'll make that.
convenience
Yeah,
also.
it's always
Convenience.
convenience. That's why I said on and off relationships happen because someone is so comfortable. They feel like, I could do whatever I want to do and still come back. And the other person is so, they don't know what their worth is, so they keep allowing themselves to get walked
It's
over.
not. Trust me. Listen. Don't think these women are fool out here that they just allowing these men and while they on these
Of
breaks,
course
they just
not.
sitting home and sad and depressed.
Of course, every woman that lay down with a man knows exactly what she's doing, and that's my thing. Men, we know what we're doing too. So when things happen and let's not play dumb all of a sudden. Now. Like, well, I didn't know, and yes, you did. You knew exactly what you was doing. You knew, like when a lot of men come out straight up telling women, I'm not ready for a child right now. I don't want a child right now. These women know this, but they'll get in a situation with the guy anyway, get pregnant, and bring that baby to full term, knowing they're not going to be with that. But they figure
what
now,
did he do
forget about. I don't need a man.
To
I don't
protect
need a
himself
man to
from,
raise my children because I'm a. And then they want to
What
hit us
did he
later
do
with
to
struggle
protect
stories.
himself from not making that seed?
That's what I'm trying to
That's
say.
what I'm saying.
That's what I'm trying to say.
And it starts.
I get it. I get it.
ourselves.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. This is
We
what I'm
can't
saying.
impregnate
We
ourselves.
got on both sides. It's
They
on
got
both.
condoms.
No, what I'm saying
No,
is,
he-
yeah, that's true on both sides. That's true on
The
both
guy
sides.
don't want the kid, but yet they somehow ended up pregnant.
So she,
Oh, I thought she.
But no, this is what I'm saying. It is responsibility on both sides. But understand, if you don't give it to me, though, I can't get it. That's
you
just
can
how
wear
that
a
goes.
condom with it.
I get it, but the condom can break. Again, if you don't
Then
give it
stop
to me,
dealing with her.
if you don't give it to me, I can't get it.
So you
So
gotta
we
be
can't
because-
put the blame on men. If you lay down with me,
You went with sex not involved.
that's what
That's
I'm
why I say
saying.
they shouldn't even be in one.
Right.
If me nor you, if you don't want kids and I do, we need to go ahead and separate.
No, not necessarily. We need to talk about
No.
our
You know to talk about it.
No.
Because
Yeah,
you
because
just said
that's
I
the
did this.
conversation. That's
You
the
just said I
conversation.
did
That's
this.
why
I might not want kids
Wasting
and you might not
somebody's
want
time.
kids, but I at least want to know if I'm
Wasting
talking.
somebody's
All right, if something do happen and we do
That's
have a
the
child,
plan.
can I at least talk to you? Can we at least have a?
Brother.
Can we? Because things
Right.
happen. You see what I'm saying?
Authur, I would never, under no circumstances, talk to a woman that smokes cigarettes. don't care who she is.
That's a deal
So
breaker.
I'm not
Peggy.
gonna get with somebody and then they don't want a child, try to force them. You can't
Exactly.
get with people and try to change them.
Exactly.
You gotta let people do what they do.
Exactly.
If
But
you
that's
say,
what I'm saying.
I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do none of that.
So if
Exactly.
So
you
I'm
get
not
with
gonna get with a woman and
That
try to
does
do
all that.
Right.
I'm not going to. That means that you don't need to be with a fertile woman, or you need to make sure you got on about 2-3 different condoms.
It's
If
something.
you ain't getting the full feeling, then you just got to
No,
roll with it.
before we talk to that, my whole thing is before I even dive in that, I'm gonna have enough conversation and to know that if we do take it there and this happens, at least we can keep this thing on course.
Right.
At least I can talk to you. We can you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the
You take a
jumping in the
grown up
sack.
way to say, okay,
That's
before we
you.
do this, let's
Yeah.
mentally assess.
Now we already
Our
know.
situation.
Like if you're a boss and I'm straight in my life and we're doing our thing. Okay, if we do cross this line and you should happen to get pregnant. Okay, do you want to have a baby? Would you want to have a baby with me? Do you think? See, that these are the things we don't talk about. Like another thing we need to talk about too. People need to start figuring out what's going on, what kind of traits they may have, because there's people that get with people and don't even know that you might have a sickle cell trait. I got sickle cell trait.
And we
So
have
if
a
I
baby,
get with
he
a
got
woman,
sickle
our
cell.
baby got full
Yeah.
sickle cell and nobody knew what was
Yep.
happening.
Yep.
I got a son with autism. That came from his mother's side. It ain't had
A lot of
nothing to
people
do
don't
with
talk about it.
See what I'm saying?
Mental illnesses.
So that's what I'm saying. We need to start
Don't talk about all that stuff.
unity in everything we're talking about. It all starts from
But then
the
they think we
conversation.
crazy when you start having
So
these
you was
serious
dialogue.
conversations.
The woman family
before
before
sex.
you got with the woman, or didn't see nothing.
No, not all of those. Not her cousin's dad. Not her cousin that had autism and all
You
that.
didn't see so that.
Nah, because that's not.
But
in
it goes
that, like
to
her
we don't
brother
talk
have-
about that
her
stuff
brothers-
before
her
we lay it
immediate
down.
family- Yeah, her immediate family didn't have
You learn
that.
those
She got
things in the
families
baby.
down the line. Like her
Absolutely.
cousin- She's from
We
California.
Stuff like that.
Traditional
we meet each other now. We send pictures and stuff.
Well,
We
you
do
guys,
this.
we have been on for 2 hours.
We got 2 more to go.
2 hours, y'all. So we had a great conversation. I hope you guys, I don't know, we can go on and on about relationships and all kinds of stuff, but I hope this helps somebody out there. Hey, I don't care if it's one person, at least someone took it. If it resonated with you, great. If it did not, just share the video anyway. But as we always say on Let's Sip, wait, and I didn't even introduce the panelists. They were on before. For the ones that did not view the part one, I'll let them go ahead and introduce themselves. We'll start with Laviesha. What it is, your name, what it is you do.
Well, I'm gonna talk quick. I'm Laviesha with Lavish Creations and Consultant, but more or less about me, I want to tell everybody about my Sip, Vibe, and Trap and Paint that I'm having on June 25th. Please come out. This is not just for women; it's for men and women. We will be vibing, and there will be an after party. So y'all find me on Facebook, Lavish Creations and Consultant, or Laviesha. That's I before E, Laviesha, Frazier with a Z. Find me on Facebook. Please come trap, paint, vibe, and have the after party with us. Free food. You're gonna have drinks and everything along with it. You coming off? Thank you. See, that's bossy.
Yeah, that's very nice. Well, I'm Authur Tyler, aka everybody know me as Ned Official. I'm a songwriter, producer, partner owner of Diamond in the Rough, Get Right Entertainment, and I'm a public speaker.
All right.
Angelia, and I'm a registered nurse and life coach.
All right. As we always say on Let's Sip and Talk with Frema, peace and love. Thank y'all. I enjoyed.
Good show.
Thank you.